Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here at the Almond Joy factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hamas has released an Israeli-American soldier as a goodwill gesture toward the Trump administration. 21-year-old Edon Alexander was turned over to the Red Cross and then Israeli forces. And reporter Robert Berger tells us the 21-year-old will need a medical exam.
He has been held in a tunnel with very little air, no light, for almost 600 days. I believe it's 584 days. So we don't know exactly what condition he's in, but according to a first statement from the Red Cross, he's okay.
He was just 19 when he was taken from his military base in southern Israel on October 7th. There are still dozens of hostages in captivity. Michael Berg lives in Tenafly, New Jersey, Alexander's hometown.
There are 58 more hostages still there. Some are alive, some are dead, and we just want this over already. Pressure every congressman, every senator, anyone you can to try to get them home.
President Trump is on his way to the region to meet with Gulf Arab leaders, but before leaving, he signed an executive order to lower prescription drug prices in this country. Matt Piper has that.
President Trump says if drug makers do not lower prices within the next month, he'll subject them to steep caps on how much they can charge.
Pharmaceutical companies make more than 2/3 of their profits in America. So think of that. With 4% of the population, the pharmaceutical companies make most of their money, most of their profits from America. That's not a good thing.
He says some prices may be up to 90% lower, and if not, he'll use the power of the federal government to ensure the U.S. pays the same price as other countries. Matt Piper, CBS News.
The U.S. and China have reached a truce in the trade war.
The talks in Geneva were very friendly. The relationship is very good. We're not looking to hurt China. China is being hurt very badly.
It's a 90-day pause, and that won't necessarily help businesses plan ahead. Analyst Javier David.
The apocalypse has been postponed, but maybe not canceled just yet. Lots of caveats built into this. It's temporary. It's a 90-day pause. We could easily find ourselves back at square one. It's happened before. It could happen again.
Ukraine says Russia launched a barrage of drones at Ukraine overnight, apparently rejecting an outright ceasefire, but Moscow says it will take part in peace talks later this week. Ukrainian President Zelensky.
I will be in Turkey this Thursday, May 15th, and I will be waiting for Putin there, personally. And I hope that this time Putin will not look for reasons why he cannot do something.
President Trump said today he'd fly there if it would help. On Wall Street, the Dow is up more than 1,000 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
A deadly crash ends in the parking lot of a local elementary school. Details coming up at first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This crash has you alternating on State Route 3 in the Belfair area. You are backed up from McDonald down to the North Mason School District bus barn. cleanups underway on I-90 westbound at State Route 18. That's where troopers say 4,000 pounds of hog feed spilled, 2 lanes blocked. Also on State Route 18, construction has you slow from about the Tiger Mountain summit up to I-90. Traffic brought to you by AAA. A AAA membership helps you save in big ways, like on dinner and a movie, home and auto insurance. Roadside rescues and travel, AAA.com.
KIRO News Radio. Breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. 3 people from Renton have died, and 1 person was able to get help after a rock climbing accident in the North Cascades. It happened about half an hour ago as they were descending a steep gully in the area of the North Early Winter Spire off State Route 20. KIRO's 7 TV reports this is a rock formation 16 miles west of Mazama that's popular with rock climbers. The Washington State Patrol is on the scene of a deadly crash in Belfair. Trooper John DeTillo.
A multi-vehicle collision on State Route 3 right in front of, I believe, Belfair Elementary.
He says the driver who caused the crash has died. A Mason or Kitsap County patrol car was hit, as were several other vehicles. We spoke with Trooper DeTillo as he was heading to the scene, and we'll have more information on this as soon as we get it. The Thurston County Sheriff's Office says newly released video shows a man firing at deputies with an AR-15 as they try to arrest him on outstanding warrants. Deputies say the gunman, 27-year-old Damian Madison, has been on the run since Thursday. We've put his photo at mynorthwest.com. If you see him, call 911. There's newly released video of Pierce County deputies arresting 4 people accused of robbing a man in Spanaway who was trying to sell his gun.
This was Pierce County deputies making a felony stop just a couple of hours after the alleged robbery.
Driver, put your hands out the window or you're going to get shot.
Deputies say 4 suspects robbed the victim in a Safeway parking lot off Pacific Avenue South in April, taking an AR-15 and a handgun. A couple hours later, they arrested a 22-year-old man, 2 17-year-old boys, and the 18-year-old female driver. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Link 2 light rail started running to the Redmond Town Center and Marymore Village over the weekend. KIRO 7 TV found these riders on the initial run.
I've been looking forward to this line opening.
Very excited, yes. I look forward to this.
When the entire 14-mile East Link extension is finally completed, it'll include 10 stops from Seattle's International District across I-90 to Mercer Island, South Bellevue, downtown Bellevue, the Bell Red area, and then on to Redmond. Blue Oyster Cult will be doing the Puyallup.
All of time's have come.
The Washington State Fair says the band will open for Bachman Turner Overdrive September 17th. This is making Spike so happy. Tickets are on sale this Friday. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Mondays, for I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends. Son of a
and son of a bleep to you. Happy Monday to everybody. Spike O'Neill, happy Monday to you, buddy.
Thank you, my friend. Happy Monday to you.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. Woo! Great stuff. Jake Skorheim here. We got a great show for you today. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. I want to follow up on that real quick, Spike. How was your Mother's Day weekend?
Could not have gone better.
Really?
Could not have gone better.
Showed your wife a good time?
Showed my wife,
appreciative time?
Broke a sweat. I don't want to, give any too much sort of details. Yeah. Broke a sweat on Mother's Day. Yeah, it was yard work from sunup.
Oh, yard work.
Dude,
okay.
Sunup till the family came over for a lovely brunch in our backyard. Beautiful spring table, fresh cut flowers.
Sunup to brunch is not super long. I thought you were
going
going to say like a beautiful dinner.
No, that was a yard work. Just the yard work was literally sunup till I was sweating when the kids showed up. Ran through the shower, prepped, made brunch.
Sure.
Served it to the kids came over.
What's on brunch at the O'Neill house?
Oh.
What do you guys eat?
Eggs Benedict.
Nice.
Fresh cut fruit. Make the sauce myself.
You make the holidays yourself?
World class.
Yeah.
World class.
How do you make it? Give it to us.
Oh, no.
And say it slow. No,
somebody wants to
do
text
that.
us. I will share the hollandaise recipe with folks.
I love a hollandaise.
That's I got it down, too. I got it down.
And when the hollandaise
I feel like Jules. Got my technique down and everything. Don't
Really?
even tickle. Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for getting that. How was your Mother's Day?
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It was busy. A lot of mothers in my life.
Yeah, it is, right?
I got my wife. I got my mom. I got my wife's mom.
Yep.
A funny thing about Mother's Day, they don't want to do a lot of mothering. Have you noticed that?
I noticed that as well.
Have you noticed that as well? Is that universal on Mother's Day?
They call it Mother's Off Day.
Ironic that they call it
Right?
Mother's Day because no mothering is happening on Mother's Day.
Well,
at least in my house.
No, there's a lot of parenting. Not a lot of mothering. Not a lot of mothering.
No, not even parenting.
Oh.
God bless my wife. She's like, no, I'm just going to take the day off and do stuff that I want to do.
That's
I said,
great.
okay.
And I give the Trillium Pleasant Mrs. O'Neill all the credit in the world. She was right there with me in the trenches, in the yard.
Good for you.
Digging, pulling. You bet. Got it all done.
Fantastic.
Place looked fabulous.
Yeah, that's
Fabulous.
great.
Yeah, that's what she wanted.
No, and my wife, God bless my wife. She's she got 4 little boys. She's working all the time.
She's an amazing woman.
She's an amazing woman.
Yep.
Does a good job. She nails it as a mom, so obviously deserves the day. But it is Father's Day is nearly upon us, or will be.
We got another month.
In a month?
Yeah. You know what I figured out too?
How different those 2 days are?
They are different, but that they put Father's Day out just far enough so that women could forget how much we did for them on Mother's Day.
Yeah, you're right.
When Father's Day rolls around.
You're totally right.
Right?
Yep, 100%.
It's that beautiful, lovely servitude. Mother's Day is a long gone memory.
Just
By
distant
the time
past.
Father's 20 minutes rolls around.
Yep.
I'll quote G on that one.
They'll have plausible deniability at that point.
Yep.
Really? Did we do nothing on Mother's Day? I don't remember that.
Really? No gifts, no flowers, no food, nothing.
We'll report back on Father's Day and see how that goes.
That'd be depressing Monday.
All right, we have a lot of stuff to get to. A lot of stuff. This is a wild video. Totally wild. We have a lot. I feel like this is you know how they have different summer themes? Like a couple years ago it was Summer of Love.
Oh yeah.
And this summer it's like the summer of escaped felons in our area, which is not like a summer anybody likes.
No.
But did you see this video? Thurston County officers fired upon by a wanted guy who has 10, count them, 10, what is he? He has 10 different
outstanding warrants,
outstanding
right? Yeah.
things against him.
Yeah.
10 felony convictions.
Oh, okay.
10 felony convictions.
And numerous outstanding warrants.
Has outstanding warrants. He remains on the run. So this is a wild story. He's in the passenger seat of, it looks like is that a 4Runner? Did you watch the video? It looks like a 4Runner.
I did. I think it is a 4Runner. They pull up on it later in the video. I watched the video and
I want to say it's an early 2000s to late 90s Toyota 4Runner. He's in the passenger seat. His fiance is driving, and
what a catch that guy is, huh?
What a catch!
Congratulations to the two of them.
To the two of them.
We call that saving the world from each other.
Yeah.
Right? What a couple meant to be together.
It's the situation where they could both do better.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're together.
Right. They're saving the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So he's in the passenger seat, and Thurston County officers engage the car, and then he ends up throwing a bunch of stuff out of the car and firing at the vehicle with an AR-15.
That's where it gets
allegedly.
horrifying. Yeah.
And they're chasing this guy. It's horrifying. It's so scary. Listen to this audio. We had to bleep a lot of this out, but listen to this.
Shot fired. Put that car off the road.
So that's a Thurston County sheriff's deputy who's following the vehicle, and then you hear that popping noise. That's a rifle being fired at him.
You can see the smoke from the barrel.
Yeah,
as the discharge of these rounds at the moving pursuit vehicle.
Wild. That's an insane job. Insane job
to be a sheriff.
Yeah, no, not to be shooting at a
no,
sheriff.
No,
That's also
yeah.
a crazy
I thought
job.
Escape driver or getaway driver, also an insane job.
Yeah.
These guys put their lives in the line on a daily basis to keep our communities safe. Daily basis.
So this is
which is why I'm embarrassed that I'm so mad at those officers. I'm a little disappointed in those officers.
You're mad at
I feel bad about it.
You mad at the sheriff? At the sheriff's deputies?
A little bit.
For what?
A little bit. Can we play the rest of the tape?
Yeah.
It'll illustrate my point.
Oh my gosh!
It'll illuminate my point of view.
Here. I'm genuinely intrigued as to why they would be at fault for you. But I'm going to play this audio, and then we can chat about it. Here it is. So what they have to do, Somebody shoots a rifle at you.
Right.
They're pulling back.
One of the shots struck the pursuit vehicle, forcing it to stop the pursuit as another law enforcement vehicle arrived.
For reinforcement.
Right, and picked up the guy on the body cam we're watching.
Here we go.
Get that rifle at him. Hands up! I'm gonna shoot you! I'm gonna.
So this is when they managed to stop the car.
Right. Yeah, they came upon the vehicle, had stopped.
So the vehicle evades them.
Mm-hmm.
They then re-engage the vehicle and find the vehicle.
Right. High-speed pursuit, dangerous high-speed pursuit.
By the time they find the vehicle, the fiancé is now alone in the vehicle.
Right.
So somebody has been dropped off.
Yep.
And they don't know where he is. And the guy they're looking for is a guy named Damian Madison. He's 27 years old. He's got 10 felony convictions.
Lovely face tattoo.
Remains on the run. Yeah, nice
Lovely,
face tattoos.
lovely.
Definitely not where I'm going to get my Mother's Day tattoo on my face, for sure.
Great, good choice.
I do have an update on that, by the way.
Okay.
I told my wife about it. I'll tell you about it. And she told me where I was allowed to get it done.
Beautiful.
So I will tell you about it. My body, her choice. So this guy, 27 years old, 10 felony convictions prior. He remains on the run. Again, he fired 15 rounds from an AR-15 at Thurston County deputies during this high-speed chase. He's considered armed and very dangerous, but they managed to pull over the fiancé, and this is the audio of the deputies approaching the side of her vehicle. Guns drawn. They don't know who's in the car.
No.
Here it is.
Shoot you! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! I'm gonna shoot you! I'm gonna shoot you, mother! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get on your face! Passenger, show me your hands! Do it now or you're shot! Step out of the car! Passenger, step out of the car!
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she drop him off? Is he in your car? Where'd you drop him off at?
All right. Spike's hot take. You're upset at these officers or these deputies, and I want to know why.
Look, I understand, and I can never put myself in the position that these officers were in with regard to being fired at from a fleeing vehicle. 15 rounds were fired at this vehicle, some striking the car itself, causing it to pull over the side of the road.
In the high-speed chase?
In high-speed chase, right? I understand blood pressure, adrenaline, all those things. When these guys are screaming at this car and just laced with profanities, it's not that I want them to, button down decorum. I think that escalates the situation. I think if the guy's still in the vehicle and he's armed, which they assumed at this point, and these guys approach this vehicle and they're screaming, "Get on the blank in this, I will blank and kill you, I'll blank in." I mean, every other word out of those officers' mouths had to be bleeped from our broadcast. I think that runs the risk of escalating the situation and causing this guy to panic even further. I mean, that's blood pressure raising, that language. It is unprofessional. Again, these guys are being shot at.
Yeah.
Who am I to say how to act professionally? But I think that is not a de-escalating procedure.
Interesting.
I mean, because you can still accomplish everything that stop needed to accomplish. To let them know, show your hands, step away from the vehicle. We will shoot. You can do all that without F-bombs.
I want to listen to that one more time with your perspective in my head and see if it makes me think differently about it. Yeah, pulling the vehicle over.
Rifle at him. Hands up! I'm gonna shoot you! I'm gonna shoot you! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! I'm gonna shoot you! I'm gonna shoot you, mother! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get on your face!
Both of them. Both of them. I'd take my shoes off to count that. There's more than 10.
Yeah.
In a 14-second clip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying. I love you, but I like this. I want more of it.
I don't.
I want more of it.
I don't.
Here's the reason why.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why.
Okay.
I think at this point, let's rewind to what they have already experienced.
Yeah.
They're chasing a 10-time convicted felon.
Yep.
Who has already shown that he's going to be firing at them completely with disregard for their own life. These guys, I guarantee that these guys have families.
Very valid.
Some of these guys have families.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to steal your life away, and also it's going to change the entire life of everyone connected to you and loves you because this. I don't want to. I can't swear in the air because we could find $50,000 for you to do that.
Yeah.
But I would be
Laura
swearing about this
it.
guy
She's
as much
very
as
good at bleeping, by the way. Laura is a master.
I have a lot of experience
editing,
after today.
right?
You're already dealing with somebody who clearly is out of his mind. If you're firing at sheriff's deputies, out of his mind. And not only was he firing, here's what else he did. He threw stuff out that when he couldn't get him with the bullets, he started throwing objects out of the vehicle as well. We don't have that in the video because it's like a 5-minute video. A chainsaw, a toolbox. These things are being thrown out the car.
Yeah, trying to stop the pursuing vehicle.
Literally,
Yeah,
if you had a
yeah.
kitchen sink, pretty sure it would have tossed
Chucked it out there too. Yeah.
So the idea these sheriff's deputies get out and they're using here's what I think they're doing, and I think they're really smart in doing this. They're using the last bit of authority that they can try to force on this guy with the power of their voice. They're not messing around.
Right.
If they showed up talking softly, they still have a point that they can escalate it to. Instead of saying these guys are coming in to shut the door. You're a dad. You understand something. And obviously your kids aren't firing guns at you.
No,
but
not yet.
There is a point where you have to start using the voice to make things happen.
That's fair.
And I think
That's a
these
valid
guys
point
are
of view.
using the voice to make things happen. And they have adrenaline. I've never had a gun fired at me.
Same here. I have, but nothing like this. Nothing like this.
Nothing like this. And you're also in a speed chase.
Yeah.
I have
with
zero.
yeah.
I give zero bleeps that they were cursing at this guy.
Okay, that's fair, buddy.
Totally
That's
fine
fair.
with it. Yeah.
I just think there comes a moment where they could have done everything they did. They could have used the voice. They could have been forceful and assertive.
Is it the F word that bugs you?
Yeah. It's unprofessional. Is that what the norm is?
But they're not dealing with professionals. They're dealing with a psycho.
But you're not going down to his level. They're the professionals in this scenario.
I've talked to friends who are police officers before about why you do have to sometimes use a forceful voice, and I'd be interested if there's any cops listening. There is a mode that police shift into. I believe that I've spoken with these guys. They shift into a mode where all right. Maybe they're not going to hear me in the professional speak, so I'm going to speak the way that they speak so that they understand that I mean business.
Oh,
because I'd rather throw an F word at them than fire a bullet through them. You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
And if it gets them to take it seriously and get on the ground, then maybe I'm just trying to figure out
I'm
what
with
they
you.
were thinking.
And I could be way off base. Well, I've got friends who are officers
What's your
too.
opinion? That's fine.
I got friends who are officers, and if you're telling me that doesn't risk escalation. That level of profanity.
How much? You can't escalate any further. They've already fired.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Because at this point, they don't know he's not in the car. They don't know he still doesn't have a gun.
Well, they know he doesn't. They know he's got a gun because he fired an AR-15
That's what I'm saying. They don't know he's not in the vehicle. So they're in pursuit of. They take this vehicle. It's waiting on the side of the road, and they're now addressing the inhabitants of the car. You can do that without the F-bomb. Saying I'm not a prude.
Should they write?
I can spin profanity like the best of them.
Should they get a notarized letter?
No. You can.
Okay.
I know. You can say all the things you need to say to him and still maintain professionalism. And would that be de-escalation of a situation that's already involved firearms?
There's a certain point of I don't know how much you can even de-escalate this situation. He's already thrown a chainsaw at them.
No, I hear you, man.
Fired a rifle at him a bunch of times.
And I am preaching from a point. I have no idea what I would do in that situation. I've never put my life. I've never had the stones.
That's what this show's
to
about.
Put my life in right. I've never had the stones to put my life in that situation where my life's at risk to protect my community.
Yeah,
not to that level.
You know what? I don't want to deal with bad guys, which is why I'm not a law enforcement officer.
Yeah.
I like that these guys are getting their hands dirty.
They are
getting
doing
the
that.
jobs done because they're dealing with dirty people who are doing bad things.
Yeah.
And so, do they have to sometimes get down and dirty and fight them the way that they need to be fought? I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah,
you want to throw some F-bombs around and it gets this guy on the ground. Now, in this case, he was already out of the vehicle. And,
well, they didn't know that.
But they didn't know that.
They didn't know that.
Think about that. That gets my blood boiling. Even as you're talking about it.
I'm telling you, can't
You're coming up on the car.
Right.
You just did a chase with this guy. You know that he's trying to kill you.
He took out your first pursuit vehicle.
He's trying to kill you.
He threw a chainsaw at you.
He threw a chainsaw at you.
Nuts.
And then you got to go up to the window. Blacked out windows. You saw the windows on this SUV.
Yeah.
You don't know. He could be on the other side of that blacked out window pointing a gun right at your head. You can't see him.
Right.
They're lucky they didn't just go in there and mow down the windows.
Mow the car down. Yeah, it's true.
Because, I don't even know what you do in that situation. Craziness. All right. We're out of time. Crazy. If you're a law enforcement officer, I'd love your opinion on this. We should get some follow-up from folks.
I would love to speak to somebody in law enforcement. And I'd like to ask them this point, too.
And the audience. The audience.
Why is the reward? Is it $1,000?
Yeah,
Is that right?
I think we can do a little better.
They're doing
than
$1,000 reward for information leading to the rest of this? This guy was fired an AR-15 at a pursuing vehicle?
Isn't that attempted murder?
That's what a good DA would say.
His fiance was arrested because she was in the car. They stopped the car. She was arrested. She's on $50,000 bail right now. Or she has a $50,000 bail against her. She's seen a judge. $1,000 reward. I think we can do better than that.
How much was the reward for the lost donkeys? Quite a bit more.
I think it was 5 times that amount.
These are 2 law enforcement officers.
I think I'd love to hear from listeners. 888-973-5476. Was the language harsh? as Spike said, and it might be. It might be. He might be right about that, but I don't know. I disagree, but you might agree with him, and that's totally cool. Also on the YouTube live page, check that out. We have some fun videos we're going to play for you. Chris Sullivan's going to join us next, and we thought it'd be fun because we have all this cool technology. If we popped into a different camera studio, we're going to film a little live thing with Chris in a different room.
Let's do it.
We're going to try technology. We're going to change sets. Set change. And we'll talk to Chris next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey live in Linwood.
Bunch of tall trees in a wooded area just off of Alderwood Mall Parkway.
And we thank you.
We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Spike O'Neill here. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, is ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers complete in-house construction division and design division for all your projects. Integrity is known for top-notch service and on-site project management, making every process easy. Beat the summer rush and call Integrity today at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or online at integrityrc.com. integrityrc.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Right now, get 0% interest for 24 months, and for a limited time, they'll pay your sales tax. Why would you choose anyone else? Call Bathfitter today.
Hey, Brock Heward here, along with IRG Physical and Hand Therapy President and CEO Shannon O'Kelly. Now, Shannon,
I need to ask you if what I've been hearing is true. You don't need a referral, really, to see a physical therapist in the state of Washington?
That's exactly right, Brock. The state of Washington is a state that has what's called direct access. That means that if you get up in the morning, for example, and you hurt your back or did something to your muscles or tendons or joints, you can call a physical therapist directly, and we can get you in that same day and start your care and your recovery process.
How can patients get scheduled with IRG?
Oh, it's easy. You just contact us at irgpt.com. We'll direct you to our concierge service, and we'll take care of all that for you. We handle all the authorization, verification. We want our patients to understand their insurance benefits and what the outcomes are going to be with their visit to IRG Physical and Hand Therapy.
Please, please, please don't let injuries keep you from your passion. Schedule online today at irgpt.com and start the journey back to your best self.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
High schools committed to improving their students' health and performance are invited to apply for Nourishing Champions grants, up to $20,000 made possible by Champions of Change and Safeway. Visit championsofchangefoundation.org/nourishing champions.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
KIRO News Radio. Breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. We have new information on a fatal climbing accident in the North Cascades that claimed the lives of 3 people. Christina Woodworth is search and rescue coordinator for the Okanagan County Sheriff's accident. She said the group was descending when it happened.
They were descending and had an anchor failure while rappelling. And so that's what caused all of them to fall together.
She says it happened in the area of the North Early Winter Spire off State Route 20. The group was from Renton and Bellevue. She says the surviving hiker, a man, is hospitalized in Seattle. The Washington State Patrol is on the scene of a multiple car crash in Belfair. Trooper John DeTillo says the driver who caused that crash is dead, and
the causing vehicle did end up landing in the parking lot of Belfair Elementary School.
A Mason or Kitsap County patrol car was hit, as were several other vehicles. This is a developing story. We'll bring you more information on this as we get it. Word of a deal that could prevent a strike at SeaTac Airport. More from KIRO News Radio's Tom Brock.
After hours-long negotiation sessions, Teamsters officials are recommending workers vote yes Tuesday on a contract hammered out for about 150 aircraft refuelers. Last week, members had voted unanimously to strike.
About 900 healthcare workers are on strike in Bellingham. The nursing assistants, technicians, and housekeepers for Peace Health are demanding better pay and benefits. The company says it has temporary replacement workers. President Trump says he's giving drug manufacturers 30 days to lower prescription drug prices in the U.S.
Pharmaceutical companies make more than 2/3 of their profits in America. So think of that. With 4% of the population, the pharmaceutical companies make most of their money, most of their profits from America. That's not a good thing.
It's unclear if the president's order can be enforced or if it would have any impact on Americans who get health insurance through their employer. U.S. and China are significantly reducing their tariffs for 90 days after weekend talks in Switzerland. CBS's Javier David.
It's a tacit admission that we're not going to be sort of the manufacturing warehouse to the world that China is, and that apparently the White House wants. So there's a question that's percolating in everyone's minds. What was all of this for? And it's still not answered as of yet.
The U.S. is dropping its 145% tariff on Chinese goods down to 30%. China's tax on U.S. imports will go down to 10%. Wall Street likes that a lot. The Dow is up more than 1,000 points right now. NASDAQ ahead 725. Nate Connors is at the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk.
All right, Heather. Hey, we're looking pretty good out there, actually. In fact, we just cleared a crash downtown Seattle, South 5 at James, but it left you with a backup that starts in Northgate. Linwood to Seattle right now is at 25 minutes. And we're still dealing with our road work over there at Tiger Mountain, which has eastbound 18 jam-packed from the summit over to I-90. That's about a 5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup. And a couple drive times, Bellevue to Renton looking great at 15 minutes. Seattle to Federal Ways at 20. Tacoma to Olympia at 35. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. And Trooper Detillo tells me around that deadly crash in Belfair, State Route 3, you have alternating traffic there while they investigate. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. I hope you're all having a great day out there. We're very excited because we get to welcome Chris Sullivan onto the show right now. Chris Sullivan, welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. I do it anytime. This is great.
You're a conduit and you're happy to do it.
Yes.
You and I were laughing in the newsroom just a little bit before the show got started because Sound Transit just put out a release saying something about timetables and delivery of trains. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a big deal over the weekend. We had the debut of the extension of the line number 2. The 2 line basically goes from Bellevue over into Redmond. So this was an extension of about a mile, maybe a mile and a quarter, that goes from the Redmond Center, basically Microsoft, into Redmond, past Marymore Park and into downtown Redmond, basically the terminus so far of the 2 line. And so it was a big deal, big ribbon cutting. A bunch of people came out and used it. And yeah, it's just an extension of the line that goes from Bellevue.
That's the last time it'll be used.
No. Well, quite possibly, yeah, because not very many people have been using the line through Bellevue at this point. But you were somewhat confused, Jake, I believe, when you thought this was a bigger deal than it was?
Well, no, okay, here's the reason why. And also, just to cap off the setup, they have now said that the 2025 connection to Seattle is now going to be in 2026, which confused me because in my head, I assumed that like all of the hullabaloo and the excitement over the line was because it was already, but I thought it was like
connected to the main line.
Connected to the main line.
Yeah, that's an assumption a lot of people made.
No. It's an assumption, and we had a rap. A lady came. We heard a lady who did a rap about Redmond, who shouldn't have been rapping, but she rapped about the line connecting Redmond and how excited everybody was. But it doesn't go anywhere.
No,
it goes from Redmond to Redmond to further Redmond.
Yes, yeah. That's. I mean, it's like the South Lake Union's trolley. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't connect anything. It basically connects Redmond to Redmond and then into South Bellevue.
South Lake Union.
Yeah, exactly. And then it stops.
Why are we celebrating this?
Well,
why are we excited about this?
Because it's an extension of a little bit more of mass transit that allows people from Bellevue to get down into Marymore Park, gets them into Redmond. So it adds a little bit there, but it doesn't get across the lake. And until Sound Transit gets across the lake, none of this is really going to matter, because it doesn't go anywhere. And that's not supposed to happen. Well, until just recently, it was supposed to happen by the end of the year. Now Sound Transit's own guidance is maybe we're trending, they say trending towards early 2026 to open that up. So once it gets across the lake, that will be a big deal because you will tie in the east side into Seattle, right? But right now, it doesn't go anywhere. So the hullabaloo this weekend was for just one more mile of track opening up.
We don't know what that costs, do we? That particular stretch, to take it from 2 stops to 4 stops, to go from working Redmond to Eat, Shop, Live, Breathe, Dive, Play Redmond?
I don't have the exact figure, but it's part of the multi-billion dollars.
It's too much, I promise.
And probably twice what was originally budgeted.
Easily.
It's the trend.
It's way over budget, and it's several years behind schedule.
Can we? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would say, to be fair, when this is connected to the main line west of the lakes, this is all money well spent. Because Redmond ain't getting any smaller.
True.
And as we're championing downtown Redmond these days, everything east of Redmond will soon be.
Do you know, Chris?
Suburban metropolis type places.
I agree. Tying all the way up into Woodinville, almost where it is now. It's just we're filling in everywhere on that side.
Yeah.
So yes, eventually this will, I believe, make a difference. if it gets across the lake. And I still say if.
Really?
In some case, again, because I say no.
You think 26 not going to get here?
Well, it's trending.
Everything in my bones
I don't know
tells
if you read
me
this, but it's trending.
It will happen. But because I got to trust the engineers at Sound Transit, though I'm not sure what their history, why I would. But this is the first time in human history that anyone has decided to put a moving train on a floating bridge. That's never been done before. And they still haven't tested any of the trains making those connections on either side of the floating bridge, either going up into Mount Baker or going up to Mercer Island and then off Mercer Island. I mean, there's a lot of engineering that's gone into this, but until I see trains practicing, I'm going to be like, okay, believe me, believe it when I see it.
What's the worst that can happen? The train goes across the floating bridge and it sinks. And the bridge
on a bridge that once sank.
On a bridge that already has a history of sometimes sinking.
Yeah. So I mean,
and then the whole thing ends up being just a giant waste of money.
This is
right?
a
That's
monumental engineering feat that they're trying to do here.
Well, where else but here? Yeah. Where else but here could they do this?
So we'll see. I mean, it's to your point, Spike, it is somewhat vital to have that east part, because now I see when this goes across the lake, say, for instance, Holly and I, we live up on the north end. If we go to a game or thinking about going to a game, we then would have the option of going and parking at Linwood, going down, maybe driving into Bellevue and then catching it there. And so there are options to get me in there, different places. I see this being a big thing for Microsoft and other tech commuters who live on either side of the lake once that opens. And certainly for people going to games, I mean, you can go park there in South Bellevue, get dropped off right at the station of the stadium. So yeah, when it gets there, it'll be a big deal. Right now, it's just kind of like, okay, good job.
But a good job for what?
Well,
they haven't really accomplished anything yet.
Well, again, the fact that people are using transit, it's a different way on the east side, helps train them for maybe using this once it gets across the lake. But that's really the key piece, is getting across the lake.
Can I give some points?
Sure.
For who's ever marketing in Sound Transit, using the word trending instead of saying that we have delayed and we're not doing it right. That's very smart marketing, actually, because they have stepped in and they've made it look like this is actually a nice thing. Like, oh, it's trending. Like anytime you see trending, like, oh, a lot of people are talking about it and they love it. But it's late. They're not going to get it there when they said they would get it there. It's going to be delayed.
So trending's a new complaining? That's a nice bow they put on that.
Yeah, I guess. They're just like, you know what? We can't keep saying this thing is delayed, and we can't keep saying how much it costs because it's just going to make us look
budget
like
and buying
idiots.
schedule is trending.
What if we say trending?
Well, it's trending towards that. That means it's should be happening at that point. It's kind of like when the legislature passes a whole bunch of tax increases. They refer to them as temporary refund adjustments. No, I'm just kidding. They haven't done that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. That's a Simpsons ripoff. But the other thing that is happening in trending in 2026 is opening down to Federal Way as well. So that's one more bedroom community, one more suburb that will have access to a reliable train service, getting you to the airport, getting you into downtown. So yeah, it's going to be a big year and a half for Sound Transit getting these projects, which were, by the way, part of ST2. Not ST3. We're talking 15, 16 years ago votes to try to make this happen, maybe even longer. So yeah, they're late. So they're way over budget, but getting across the lake is the absolute key to this whole puzzle.
This is their priority. So sometime between now and the next 20 years, they hope to get across the lake.
Well, again, it's trending for early 2026.
Gotcha.
So you could take that for what it's worth.
Okay.
But that is a change in their literature that they had just recently on their Sound Transit website.
Well, good for
Before
them.
it was end of the year, now it's next year.
Chris, I implore you to please, before you go home today, go watch that video. We actually played it on the show. You can go back and watch our show.
Well, yeah, I missed the Redmond rap, but I'll get on it.
Watch the Redmond rap.
I like some Redmond hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get down with it. That's a rap.
Do it having eaten. Watch it having eaten. It's a lot better on full stomach.
Oh, having it. Yeah.
Totally.
All right. That's a good recommend. All right. That's Chris Sullivan. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. We have a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right here.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio. on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwest.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done. And he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimers.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
Up play.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and a 2-2 on the way to Young. It is strike 3 called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here for this week's Mariners marquee matchup.
Cal Raleigh and the crew are squaring off against Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees tonight and tomorrow at 6:40 and Wednesday afternoon at 1:10. Don't miss out. Go to mariners.com/tickets to lock in your seats for this AL East showdown at T-Mobile Park.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Right now, get 0% interest for 24 months, and for a limited time, they'll pay your sales tax. Why would you choose anyone else? Call Bathfitter today.
Welcome back to the show. Spike and I back up in KIRO Studio.
Ooh, that was
Studio
awesome.
A. Oh, what do we call that? We call that Studio B or Studio C?
Ooh, the back lot.
Back lot.
Go back
Over the back lot.
Yeah.
That was really
Behind the
fun.
scenes.
For anybody who's watching on the live stream or the YouTube, Jake and Spike show, go to youtube.com, type in Jake and Spike on the search bar, and we do the show live on YouTube now. You can watch it live, and then you can re-watch it, which a lot of people are doing, and they send us messages. They say, hey, we can't necessarily listen from noon to 3, but I've gotten the word from a lot of people that they're actually watching at night with a drink.
It does help the experience.
That's also true.
Yeah.
But try this, and I'm telling you, there's a weird thing that's happening, and people are really enjoying it. But you just watch our show. You're going to feel, number one, we're like a drug company. You're going to feel good after you take us.
Sure.
And
we don't have those lingering
there's no side effects.
Right, no lingering side effects.
Zero lingering side effects.
The last 15 minutes of the show are potential side effects.
You'll be slightly smarter, but not demonstrably smarter.
No.
You will be entertained. You're also going to just feel good. Like, we're just going to make you feel good.
That's our goal. Every day.
Not Halle Berry and Monsters Ball feel good, but we're going to make you feel good. Wow. That's a clip that my wife says I can never play. I was going to use it as a drop. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yes, I know exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly the Oscar-winning clip for her, right?
She won an Oscar for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, try watching the show. If you do, try watching the show at night. After you put the kids to bed, pour yourself something nice and sit down and then hang out with us. And we'd love to be there.
Given the fact that we have this new backlot studios downstairs.
Yeah.
Right? We could
do an after hours.
After hours content.
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
I know the company is very careful about who sponsorships we extend sponsorships to. But I would love to have a nice...
You and I could mix a little cocktail down there.
An after-hours sponsorship.
That would actually be really fun. Like, all joking aside,
Seriously,
that would be really
fun. That'd be a blast.
That would be.
Show you how to make designer cocktails, right?
Yeah.
You got that smoker you bought? That
I
American...
can bring my smoker
American smoker. I'm so proud of you.
American-made, American smoke.
Yeah, buddy.
Laura can bring in her Marlboro delicious Sauv Blanc. Where are you drinking Sauv Blanc from these days?
Yeah, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
Marlboro makes a Sauv Blanc?
That was what I was wondering.
What's a Marlboro? Cowboy?
What's the region? What's the region where they make it?
Merlot?
No. I'm thinking Sauv Blanc. It's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter.
Yakima?
No, it's not
It's
Yakima.
a fine region
It's
for
New
wine.
Zealand. It's a Sauv Blanc. She loves it. It's
Oyster Bay.
Oyster Bay.
Yeah.
Oyster
love my
Bay.
Oyster Bay.
All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to, even though we're almost out of time here for this hour. Washington State Patrol. This was a sweet story. This is from April 21st, but get yourself over to YouTube right now, or YouTubelive.com. We're going to show you a video of these Washington State Patrol officers, and look at what they're escorting across the street. Spike, are you watching this?
I am. This is beautiful.
Watch this. Do we have audio on this? There's no audio on this, apparently.
Look at the lid. They're using one of the...
The following video captures our rescue response.
Washington State Patrol put this video out. Oh. These are baby ducks. Little baby... Is this a goose?
Duckling.
Duckling or a goose? Baby something. Stuck on the side of I-5. Oh, my gosh. So cute.
Don't jump. Come on,
So
guys.
the officers are carrying them in a what looks like some sort of a
storage bin lid. Available at Costco right now on sale. Look, and he's literally keeping them from jumping off in traffic.
You know what, honestly? I just want to highlight the Washington State Patrol here. And also Seattle Fire Department did something similar just a couple days ago. Actually, just Mother's Day. A crew found a bunch of ducklings. You know these ducks. You know how these ducks are. They're tiny. They don't know what's going on. They haven't lived much life.
Just follow the big one in front.
They do. And the little ones fell down a drain, and they were all stuck in a storm drain. They couldn't get out. And so the firefighters...
clown down there, it was horrible.
It was horrible. It was awful. There's like, at one point, it turns into a giant spider. It's weird stuff. But the ducks were down there floating around. Laura has no idea what we're talking about because she hasn't seen it. The ducks are floating around, and the firefighters just dipped a bucket down there, lifted them all out. All the ducklings got out to safety.
Great. I saw a video about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, where firefighters took the time to open a storm drain, sent down a firefighter down, and literally picked these ducks up to a mother duck that was waiting.
Yeah,
right
patiently.
there, waiting for the rest of her flock. And here he is bringing them all up. Every one of them.
Not very good mothering.
Well, it's, what are you going to do? You've got a lot of kids. A couple of them are going to just fall by the wayside. It happens.
Duckling Protective Services that mother doesn't seem to know what she's doing.
It just the law enforcement community has a very difficult job, as we highlighted earlier.
Listen,
right?
You either have some crazy person firing an AR-15 at you, or you're saving baby ducks.
Right.
That's how hard the job is. These guys are doing a great job.
It's all encompassing.
Yeah.
They're
just asked to do everything. It's amazing. Have you ever had to save any animals, Spike?
I was very, very young, and I pulled a thorn out of a lion's paw. I was small at the time, little gray, big ears.
Sure.
Pulled a thorn out of a lion's paw.
Unbelievable.
Undying devotion from this lion.
That's so sweet.
Till the end of his days, he was a dear friend. No, I've never had the opportunity to save an animal. Which is ironic. I've saved 2 lives.
For a second.
I've saved 2 lives, 2 human lives in my day.
Yeah, but have you saved a duck?
But not a duck.
No.
I've done nothing.
You've done nothing till you saved a duck. That's what I always say. Laura, have you ever saved an animal?
My best friend growing up, like in elementary school, her family rescued a blue jay in their backyard that was injured, nursed it back to health, and then it lived in their backyard for years afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, they called it Blueberry, and he would come and like eat out of their hands.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's like a child's
It was like
movie.
having like a pet blue jay. It was the coolest thing ever.
That's really cool. My wife saved my wife walked out. We used to, before she was married to me, she lived in the city, and there was a seagull that was flying past her apartment, and she looked out the window, noticed it had gotten stuck. These big seagulls are so dumb.
They're not the brightest.
Not the brightest. You've seen the stuff they eat. And the seagull crashed into this tree and got stuck in the branch, just his neck. Just wah, wah, wah. I don't know what a seagull sounds like, but make a seagull noise. Exactly like that, but stuck.
I've been working on it since
big fat body flopping there.
Looks a lot like me.
So she no.
You should see me when I get stuck in a tree. I get stuck in a tree. I make the exact same noise.
Oh,
it's horrible. Ladder gives out. I'm stuck. And I go,
and you have your yellow bill.
Yeah, it's tragic. Webbed feet.
There you
That's
go.
It.
Yeah.
So
she grabs a broom. Yeah, point to my story. She grabs a broom. She goes outside and she like lifts the seagull out of the tree. And then the seagull, much like your blue jay story, the seagull befriended her. Lives with us now. 10 years ago, best friends. Goes everywhere with her.
Loyal as the day is long.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Some people think that's a fake story, but it's not. Every word of it's true.
You wouldn't do that.
No. Unbelievable. That seagull. Yeah, he's great. His name's Kevin. He's part of the family now. All right, we got a lot more coming up. A bizarre story happened. There was a car accident on the Ship Canal Bridge, and police were in pursuit. And then the person was running from the cops and did what nobody expected them to do. It's
unthinkable.
It's tragic, and I don't understand. I feel like there's more to the story. We don't understand what's going on. So we're going to dive into that a little bit, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
When I was shooting at a squirrel, I was like 10 years old. I traded out. It was a high-8 film that got confused with my mom and dad's high-8 films from Singapore. And it had a woman undressing, so it was like a nudie film. I didn't even think like I was going to miss. And it went right past the squirrel. Yeah. And it hit my neighbor's a great big picture window. He got me dead to rights.
John Curley, weekdays 3 to 7 on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Before taking your next flight, you'll need to be prepared. Start off with a visit to RealIDWA.com.
New ID requirements for travel are here.
There are multiple forms of ID you can use.
Whatever option you choose, make sure you have it with you before heading to the airport.
That way, you can travel stress-free.
Make sure you're prepared so you can relax and enjoy your flight.
Real ID has arrived.
Visit RealIDWA.com.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE. Go to k2visionrle.com and schedule a free Zoom consultation today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Permanently.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The U.S. and China have reached a 90-day truce in the trade war. That leaves a lot of questions, but on Wall Street, investors were cheering the news. The Dow was up 1,100 points at the closing bell. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
Investors are certainly very optimistic about the talks that happened this weekend. This was a much better deal than could have been hoped for. The fact that we have come down to a 30% tariff all the way from 145%.
CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
These negotiations also might be a relief for those worried about the Christmas season, where retailers were worried that they would not have enough Chinese inventory to stock their shelves.
Still, some analysts are warning things could change quickly, like we've seen before in the trade wars. Hamas today released an American-Israeli soldiers in a goodwill gesture. Linda Gradstein has that.
Representatives of the Red Cross said 21-year-old Idan Alexander, the last remaining live American-Israeli hostage, was able to walk with the aid of a cane. He's being examined by Israeli doctors and was reportedly repeatedly tortured. The Hamas move is seen as a gesture to President Trump, who repeatedly called for Alexander's release. It comes as President Trump heads for the region for a visit to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates.
Alexander has been held by Hamas since the October 7th attack. President Trump said today he'll set a 30-day deadline for drug makers to lower the cost of prescription drugs for Americans. CBS's Alexander Tin's been looking into that.
White House officials were asked how they were choosing which drug makers they were going to target through this new proposal. All they said is that they're going to focus on the drugs that are essentially with the biggest disparity between the price paid overseas and the price paid here in the United States. But they haven't given a specific proposal yet.
President Trump said today before leaving for the Middle East that he could join the Russia-Ukraine talks in Turkey this week.
I thought it would be helpful. I don't know where I'm going to be at that particular point. I'll be someplace in the Middle East, but I would fly there if I thought it would be helpful.
Ukrainian President Zelensky said he will be there. The Kremlin has remained silent over whether President Putin will attend. President Trump's defending his decision to accept a luxury jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar. He says he'd be stupid not to. Hofstra University law professor James Sample.
The reality is the airplane is not free. The airplane is not a gift. The price is simply paid in influence rather than dollars.
Trump called it a great gesture and said oil-rich Qatar would not expect anything in return. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We have more information on a deadly climbing accident coming up. But first, Nate Connors is at the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Heather. This report brought to us by Beacon Plumbing. All of a sudden, it is a bad situation in downtown Seattle. Eastbound 90 fully closed at the Mount Baker Tunnel, where we've got a crash inside the tunnel. One car caught on fire. State Patrol says this is going to be closed for a little while. So 520 is your option across the lake right now. South 5 at the West Seattle Bridge. A collision blocks 2 right lanes. You're backed up almost in the North Gate again. Linwood to Seattle, a 35-minute drive. And in Tacoma, South 5 at the north end of the Puyallup River Bridge. We've got a disabled vehicle blocking your right lane. And eastbound 18 still struggling across Tiger Mountain Summit all the way over to I-90 due to road work. The support brought to you by Beacon Plumbing for all your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs. Stop freaking. Call Beacon. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. 3 people are dead, 1 injured in a climbing accident in the North Cascades. Christina Woodworth is with Okanagan County Sheriff's Search and Rescue.
They were clipped into some sort of equipment and it was not able to hold their weight and it failed.
The group was descending at the time. They were from Renton and Bellevue. The surviving climber hiked out yesterday to get help. The bodies have been brought down the mountain and the coroner will be releasing their identities. A deadly crash ended today in the parking lot of the Belfair Elementary School. Trooper John Totillo says a driver was heading southbound on State Route 3 when their vehicle crossed into oncoming traffic, striking 2 vehicles, including an on-duty Kitsap County Sheriff's deputy.
The causing vehicle continued southbound, struck the soft shoulder, and rolled into the parking lot of Belfair Elementary, where it struck several parked vehicles.
He says the driver who caused the crash died at the scene. No one else suffered serious injuries, and the school, he says, was not affected. The Thurston County Sheriff's Office says newly released video shows a man firing at deputies with an AR-15 as they tried to arrest him. More from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
The gunshots recorded by a dash cam.
Shot fired.
Thurston County deputies say 27-year-old Damian Madison fired at least 15 times at deputies attempting to arrest him on felony warrants Thursday. Deputies arrested the female getaway driver. Madison escaped into nearby woods. There's now a $1,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We've put his photo up at mynorthwest.com. Call 911 if you see him. 2 years after a Link 2 light rail started running between Bellevue and Redmond's technology sector, light rail now runs to the Redmond Town Center and Marymore Village. And KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson says riders are eager for more.
The first ride
to commute, at least to downtown Bellevue,
of many to come.
I can go to Bellevue and not have to drive through all the traffic. Amazing.
The line opening, despite the bridge across Lake Washington continuing to be delayed.
Can't wait for the Seattle line to open.
Sound Transit tells me testing on that will begin soon with the goal of opening that in the Federal Way Station in 2026.
The University of Washington softball team is tournament bound again. The Seattle Times says the Huskies earned an at-large bid to the NCAA regionals. They face Texas on Friday. Or they'll travel to Texas to play Mississippi State on Friday. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the low 60s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You can participate if you want to. It's a fun thing. Everybody wants to participate. You can text us. That's one way, 888-973-5476. And another great way is to get yourself on over to youtube.com and in the search bar, type in Jake and Spike Live. Jake and Spike Live. Our video is going to pop up. You guys can jump on into the chat area there where we are living right now, having a lot of fun, talking with you all. You're talking to each other, and that's the thing that I'm really loving about this most. When people text us, we're not sending out anybody's text messages and their numbers so they can't talk together, but we're like forming this fun little community online where people can...
They're bonding.
Bond.
They are. They're cheering us on. They're calling us out when we make mistakes.
It rarely happens.
It rarely happens, but we make ourselves available for correction.
Mostly, they're just becoming lifelong friends. I'm seeing it happen in real time. I'm watching people, and I know before long we're going to have a marriage that happens because of this.
It's like having an ant farm. You know, you watch them, they cohabitate.
Are they
build,
the ants?
They build a little world together.
You're right.
You know, it's fun.
Cutting little pathways through the
great.
sand.
Yeah,
I love it. Good for them. Good for them. All right, we've got a ton of stuff to get to. This was a bizarre case. I drive over this bridge every day. It's called the Ship Canal Bridge. Now, there's a rumor going around about me that I don't know my bridges, but I know this one. This is wild. Early Saturday morning, like really early, 1:48 a.m. Saturday morning, there is a 3-car crash. It happens. Northbound, Interstate 5, near the Ship Canal Bridge. Police arrive and see the suspect vehicle. The suspect vehicle then tries to get away, gets into another bit of a fender bender. And then the driver in the vehicle, or somebody in the cause vehicle, they say, I'm going to let Trooper Rick Johnson describe it. I'll read his post. He posts this on X. Troopers are on the scene of a 3-vehicle collision northbound I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge in Seattle. Now, this is the wildest part. Listen to this, Spike, and explain this to me. This doesn't make any sense. One of the occupants from the causing vehicle, so I take that as the person who caused the accident, attempted to flee and jumped off the Ship Canal Bridge. The individual is now deceased. We'll update as the investigation continues. So the first car drives away, the cause vehicle drives away. They had apparently lost their front tires, so they didn't get very far.
Car was immobile.
Came to a rest on the side barrier. The driver of the vehicle exits the vehicle, tries to flee on foot, sees the side of the bridge and thinks to themselves, well, I'd rather do that than get picked up by police. What are they thinking? Like, what's going through their head? They passed away. It's very sad. It's horrible. They died. But, like, what do you think might have been going through their head?
In a moment, you're in shock. You've been in an accident. You've been in a high-speed chase, a multiple-car collision. Police sirens and lights are everywhere. And you know you're in trouble. And you see this out. And you don't know. I mean, you've probably been over that bridge 100 times. But there's a portion at the beginning of that bridge where there's ground below. There's a sloping hillside going down.
Yeah.
There's another portion of that bridge that has water below. And we've all seen enough, TV and movies to think that you could make it if you jump over and hit the water and swim to safety.
Probably not true. How tall is the Ship Canal? I'm going to look this up.
Ship Canal Bridge? That's got it.
Take a guess.
I'm betting that's 300 feet off the surface of the cut below.
Laura, what's your guess? Ship Canal Bridge.
I already looked it up before the show, so
I
won't cheat.
Oh, okay.
182 feet.
Oh, okay.
That's how tall it is. 182. Yeah, I don't think you're going to survive 182 feet under
you're not
water.
pushing Sundance. This kid didn't know where he was in proximity to that bridge and what lied below. 19-year-old kid jumped trying to evade law enforcement.
Crazy.
And falls to his death.
It's one of those split decisions, like split-second decisions that just like you don't know what's going through somebody's head. Clearly, they're not in their right mind.
No, it's probably in shock
because you think you're going to get it. Maybe you think there's like a small percentage chance that they're able to run away, and then the police won't pursue them, or I don't know what. It's a very sad story.
Trying to evade arrest.
Yeah, here's the wild part. They said the other person in the car was taken into custody. Trooper said there was nothing to indicate that the car was stolen. It did not have plates. That's not a good thing. No. Didn't have plates. I don't know. Maybe it's a new vehicle. Who knows? Even a new vehicle, they'd give you like a template.
Tape in the window, yeah. You bet.
But still, nothing to indicate the car was stolen. So it could just be that they got in an accident at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not saying this happened, but there's a fair to middling chance that there was some substance involved.
Yeah, quite possible.
That led to them being in an accident in the first place. I don't know that. And they thought
high speed at the end of at that time of night, time of morning. Yeah, bad decisions have been made. Probably some impairment going on.
Nothing good.
We don't know.
Happens after midnight.
Yeah, we're assuming.
Just get at it. Like, don't do it.
A horrible
It's
conclusion.
so sad. Oh my gosh. And yeah, they must have just been thinking, well, I'm going to jump off and I'm just going to swim.
Or roll down the embankment or whatever you think is, but that's a massive drop.
Huge. Yeah, very scary. Very scary. I saw a story. This is a side tangent. I saw a story about people who jump off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
And there's a guy, and you can look this up, and you need to, because I'm basically, this is a paraphrasing of the story. There's a guy who owns a house that looks out onto the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh.
That's one of the most popular bridges to try to jump from.
Yeah, I think it's the most trafficked place for suicides.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Laura, what were you saying before? That the documentary on the people who jumped from the Golden Gate Bridge? Do you remember that?
There's a heartbreaking documentary. I just watched it on YouTube years ago. But the biggest takeaway from me was that of the survivors,
because people survive it sometimes.
People survive that jump occasionally. It kind of depends how you hit the water, or if someone's there to, a boat's there to grab you. Every single person who survived said that at the second they jumped, they regretted it.
Oh,
which is just
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So heartbreaking. But there's a guy who lives near the bridge, and look this up. And I know I heard this story somewhere. I'm just not remembering where exactly. He looks out on this bridge and he feels like he can't move from his house because he has now been in a situation multiple times where he runs out and talks to people.
Oh, and talks them
down.
Oh.
Maybe it's not the Golden Gate Bridge. Because that's a haul. That's a long run.
But this guy's got a property.
But he lives near a bridge that people jump off of, and it might not be the Golden Gate Bridge. I probably should have looked this up before I shared this story with our giant audience. But he feels like it's his responsibility. He said it's his calling from God to live near the bridge and to go out. And he's taught.
I don't know if I could do that.
Dozens. He's taught dozens of people out. Can you imagine the weight and the responsibility you feel?
I don't know if I could live there.
But
thinking you could miss someone.
But how do you move?
How do you take that on?
And how do you vacation? Not that that's the most important thing, but you know what I mean. Like, how do you leave your house for eggs? If you think
right, that's what I'm saying. You got to be vigilant.
And you can't. And you're right. You can't. He can't take that on himself.
No, that's horrible.
It's horrible. Really horrible. I don't know how it relates exactly to Ship Canal Bridge, but it was in my brain, so I thought I'd share it.
Well, there's a net under the Aurora Bridge now. There is
I remember when they put that in.
They put those. When I moved here, there was just a 3-foot, rail on both sides of the Aurora Bridge. Then they put up the nets, and they put those taller fencing with the unjumpable, unclimbable.
It became
barriers,
so commonplace. Yeah.
Right. So why isn't that on the ship canal? Why is it?
Yeah, they put those Aurora Bridge nets up.
There's no sidewalk on the ship canal as there is on the Aurora Bridge. I understand that you can't just walk out like you could on the Aurora Bridge with regard to the ship canal.
Yeah.
You got to literally stop your car. But still, man, why isn't there a net under? There's no net under the Golden Gate. They're still losing 30 people a year on average at the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
How's there not a net there?
I don't know. It's just like it must be like it wouldn't help.
Well, what I remember from the documentary is that it's such an iconic scene that they don't want to put a net on.
I think they put a net. I wouldn't mind if they put a net.
I'm looking this. They put one on in July of last year.
Of
Golden Gate Bridge. Yep.
Oh, it's good news.
Put a net out there. I mean,
hey, it's a good news day.
You still hit the net and you're not in great shape, but
you're alive.
Yeah.
That's better. That's way better. Wow. All right, that's depressing. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Next story's not much better.
Well, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. It's
not pleasant.
It's not pleasant.
It ain't
but it's a lot
ducks.
better. It's not saving ducks. No, there was a speaking event. Actually, we had this girl on our show. Remember, was it Olivia Krolchek? Do you remember her? She came on our show.
She was on our show when her speaking for, was it Turning Point USA's chapter at the UW invited her as a guest, right?
They invited her at the UW to speak, and she was representing the Riley Gaines Foundation.
Right,
and she was talking about women in sports.
Women in sports and protection from the trans community for female athletes.
And that was what her speech was going to be about. And when we had her on the show, her classroom had gotten locked down where she was going to give a speech. She had been barricaded in. There was protesters. Protesting's fine, but it turned into something else, and there was some vandalization happening.
They were barricaded in. Windows were broken.
Violence. They basically held them against their will in the class. It was a wild situation. So anyway, she went away. She has now come back, and she gave a speech.
Well, Riley Gaines was here as well, right?
And Riley Gaines was in attendance as well.
Olivia was also there.
So they said anybody can attend, but you have to have valid photo ID to be in there because they want to know who people are who are coming in. And there was a bunch of so to get in, you had to go past these gates, and you had to sign up. And you had to show your ID and get your tickets if and anybody could come in. You weren't stopped from coming in.
Sure, it's free speech.
So protesters were outside of the area where people were checking in, and apparently one of them decided to throw some poop. They threw poop. Listen to this. Oh, audio. Here we go. Here it is.
Is that poop?
Horrible. Yeah. Awful. Disgusting. And the student it was a UW student whose name is Mia, who got hit by the poop, and she detailed, she was on Fox News. Fox News interviewed her about it. And she was asked, tell us a little bit about having poop thrown at you. It's wild.
Basically, I was volunteering for this event, and I was checking people in at the table. I was just collecting names and putting on wristbands on people. And all of a sudden, when I was talking to someone, something hit me right here in the shoulder and neck area, and bounced off me. And I looked down at the table, and there was a bag of feces laying there.
Ugh, bag of feces. That's not good. But it's better than it being out of bag.
Yeah,
fresh, still wrapped up. I don't know where they got it, but.
I can tell you where it came from. I'm sorry.
We don't know. We don't know if it was animal. We don't know if it was human.
Well, that's interesting. And either one is unacceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, either one. But they were really quick the next day. I remember reading the news stories on the morning after this incident took place that they were very adamant that it wasn't animal, that it was human. And
that's worse.
That's worse. Both are horrible. That is clearly worse.
Yeah.
And the act itself is abhorrent.
It's disgusting.
It is. And,
it's disgusting.
and if you want to have protest speech, that is your right to do so. I encourage you to do so. If you want to come and speak on the campus about your beliefs, your passions, about sports and the gender in sports and the issues that all lie in, that's wonderful. I encourage you to come and do so. Even if I vehemently disagree with you, I encourage you to come here and exercise your rights of free speech. We don't do that. We don't do that at all.
It's awful. It's horrible.
It de-elevates all the conversation. It devalues your point of view.
When you start throwing poop,
and you don't have to go that low. We have audio of older couple. It was an older couple that was coming.
This is horrible too. This is horrible too. Same event. Somebody came. Older couple came to hear the speaker. We don't even know if this person agreed with what the speaker said. They were just there listening, and they got chased out of there. This is awful. This video makes me so angry because this poor older couple. Did you watch this video? You see it? This just make you fiery?
Breaks your heart. Yeah, it does. And I'm for the same side of the argument as the protesters. I think the
delivery method you're not agreeing with.
The delivery method is horrific and repulsive and insulting to the cause we are passionate about.
Listen to this. Listen to these two protesters, these Antifa protesters, who are following this elderly couple back to their car, just chasing them, almost like they're pursuing them in a weird. I mean, it's very aggressive. I'm going to play audio for it. You watch the video. It's very aggressive. If I was walking to my car and somebody followed me like that, I'd be very fearful. Very fearful.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was police nearby, and I don't know what would happen if the cops weren't there. I assume they were UW campus police, but there was police nearby. But at a certain point, the elder couple did have to walk a great distance, and they were pursued for a long time. The entire time, these people are just shouting at them. And they're wearing their black masks, and they're doing all their stuff that they do to avoid having to let the world know who they are. And this is pathetic.
Let's just keep our distance, please. Thank you. Don't tell me
Have you thought about killing yourself today?
Trying to get a chant. So as the tape goes on, we can play a bunch more, but there's no need to. They're trying to get this chant going Have you thought about killing yourself today? Which is, I mean, come on.
There's like 2 or 3 following this older couple like really, really intensely, almost like they're hunting them. And it's like they're really very, very much up in their face. Yeah. The guy's got a cane, literally an elderly couple. The guy's got a cane. The older lady, they just look like, please let us get to our car without being injured. Mm-hmm. All we were here was to see a speech on UW's campus. This is the kind of thing that like UW has to figure out how to get a handle on. I don't know what they do, but they can't. You can't have people scared to come onto your property and this is public property. This is tax dollars that go into this university. Yeah. You can't even listen to a speaker without being harassed and chased to your car. And the things that they're saying to them, go off and kill. I mean,
have you thought about killing yourself today? Have you thought about killing yourself today? Have you thought about killing yourself? You really should. Do the world a favor. Kill yourself, scum. Do the world a favor. Drop dead. Yeah, kill yourself. Dead.
Yeah, it's a message of compassion and inclusion, isn't it? Yeah. What color stripe is that on the flag? I'm not really clear.
They have
infuriates me.
Minutes more of this, and I mean, as they chase this disabled elderly couple to their vehicle, screaming these things to them, it's awful. And I don't know what the UW's going to do about it, but it seems horrible. And poop gets thrown.
Yeah,
and this is like a week after I don't know if it's the same group. I mean, probably not, because a bunch of them got arrested, and these people were out and about.
The occupiers at the engineering building.
The engineering building, where they had 21 arrested, and they did $1 million+ dollars worth of damage.
30 some arrested. 21 of them were students who are now
that's right, 21.
on probation from school, right? Or
21. Yeah. Awful. Craziness. Crazy. And then Governor Ferguson, let's hear what he has to say about it. Como asked Governor Ferguson what his thoughts on it were.
Do you believe that was a case of domestic terrorism? And are you concerned at all about the
This is the people who lit fires and broke buildings and $1 million worth of damage.
Department of Education and their probe into anti-Semitism at the University of Washington?
I'm happy to take your question after we take questions on the housing.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson, initially reluctant to enter the debate about his alma mater, did say he believed the violent protesters would be held accountable.
Whether something meets the definition of domestic terrorism, I don't know exactly what that definition is, but this is obviously a serious situation.
As far as the probe from the Department of Education,
the federal government is investigating just about everybody these days. Okay, so it's not especially unusual.
I don't think it's. I feel like he's downplaying it a little bit there. I don't think he should be downplaying it. I do feel like it's a big deal. Fires were lit. $1 million+ worth of damage is done. Poop is being thrown. Elderly disabled couples are being harassed. UW has an interesting situation on their hands, and it'd be. I think it would be beneficial if he didn't respond like such a politician. Well, but that's my opinion.
No, that's fair. It's not unique to the UW. I wish it was unique. I wish it was not existent. But a lot of campuses around the country are seeing these same type of behaviors.
Yeah.
And asking the governor, is it domestic terrorism? And that's not his call to make. And he could say that. He could say, in my mind, it rises to that level. I'm not the one who has to make that call.
Is that an AG thing?
I would think so. Yeah.
But who's the AG's boss?
It's okay.
Well, that's what I mean. Like he's the former
boss,
but he's the former attorney general. Now he's the governor of our state, and you want him to have a strong hand on something like this.
You do, but again, if he comes out and says, "I'm calling it domestic terrorism today," that's not his call to make.
I don't know that it's not.
I understand he's the governor, but there are factors involved in what qualifies to be labeled as domestic terrorism. It's a serious charge, and sometimes if you throw it around too often, if it's not based in the fundamental evidence required to meet that standard, you diminish the standard itself.
I'd be interested in what that standard would be. Lighting fires and shutting a building down.
Could very well be.
Holding people against their will. That to me sounds like domestic terrorism.
I would agree with you. And
so why doesn't he? I wish he would just say like, "Hey, we're looking into it. Sure sounds like it is to me." Like he doesn't have to definitively say this is domestic terrorism.
Well, that's what he was being asked.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. His answer could have been instead like,
There are people who make those decisions. Thank you very much. Determinations. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. All right, let's get off all this.
I'm glad I don't have a public speaking job. Oof.
I know, wouldn't that be a
tough tongue twisters?
I want to play a video for you. This video swept around the internet. It's interesting. I don't know what to make of it. We should have a sounder called "Is This Cocaine?" And we'll just a regular segment. Is this a bag of coke? This is a wild video. I want to play it for you next. You can watch it on YouTube Live with us. I don't know what to believe these days. Is it AI? Is it real? Is it cocaine? Is it a napkin?
That's a scary element of every story we're looking at these days.
And I'm going to show you. I'm going to play you an AI video that was made after the fact.
Okay.
Crazy. AI is crazy.
It's
Yeah,
only
of
getting
course.
only exponentially better, too.
You've seen these videos of like AI babies?
Yeah. Oh,
we watch all the time, like the AI baby Sopranos.
Cast of Goodfellas, cast of
Yeah.
everybody is now a baby with the eyes of the modern actor.
Those aren't real? It's the Wild West. All right. Well, we'll play Is This a Bag of Coke coming up next, which is a lot of fun. So go over to youtube.com, type in the search bar Jake and Spike. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Charlie Harger here. When your hot turns to cold, you better think fast. Fast water heater. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST. That's 1-800-THINK-FAST or fastwaterheater.com.
You better think fast. Fast water heater.
2025 is the year to break up with bad contractors. You know the ones. They ghost your calls, cancel on you last minute, leave a mess behind, and refuse to commit. If you're ready to settle down, swipe right on Valentine Roofing. Our team delivers seamless communication from start to finish, meticulously clean job sites, and we stand by our work with a lifetime warranty. We don't just make promises, we're committed to providing you with the Valentine experience, one you'll never forget. And with flexible financing options like 0 down and 0% interest until 2026, your wallet will love Valentine Roofing too. Stop dating around to find the right contractor. Valentine Roofing offers an upfront and honest approach to roofing. We'll provide a transparent estimate within about an hour of meeting with us. So, say goodbye to bad contractor relationships and hello to your Valentine, the perfect match for all your roofing needs. Schedule your heartbreak-free estimate today by calling us at 206 Roofing.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Ladies, and you guys too, have you noticed visible signs of aging, those deep wrinkles, fine lines, and facial creases stealing your youthful glow? Sagging skin, crow's feet, and loss of facial contour are all natural effects of aging, but you no longer have to let them define your appearance. Introducing the New Skin Lift, the groundbreaking facelift led by Dr. Brian Scott. The advanced New Skin Lift addresses key signs of facial aging for women and men, restoring natural youthful contours. Whether it's it's replenishing volume lost over time or lifting the skin to smooth out those creases, the new Skin Lift can help you look 10 to 20 years younger with both surgical and non-surgical options. It's Hollywood's best-kept secret and now available to you. Get a free consultation and save $250 off your new skin facelift. Schedule at newskinlift.com or 206-222-1225. Look 10 to 20 years younger and restore your youthful appearance with the new skin facelift. newskinlift.com.
Guys, thinking about testosterone replacement therapy? Revive Men's Health can help you get started if you're ready to book your free T-check. Visit revivemenshealth.com. That's Revive, REVIBE, menshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. An RV fire right now has the Mount Baker Tunnel closed on eastbound I-90. This is right near Rainier Avenue. All lanes are closed. We are reaching out to WashDOT and State Patrol for more information on this. No word yet if anybody was hurt, but this is causing some big backups all around downtown Seattle. Again, no ETA for reopening. Another crash to report now, this one in Kitsap County, where troopers say a driver is dead. That person was heading southbound on State Route 3 when the vehicle crossed into incoming traffic, struck two vehicles, including an on-duty Kitsap County Sheriff's deputy, Trooper John DeTillo.
The causing vehicle continued southbound, struck the soft shoulder, and rolled into the parking lot of Belfair Elementary, where it struck several parked vehicles.
No serious injuries to anybody else. Now to the closing bell report and a banner day on Wall Street with the Dow up 1,160 points. NASDAQ gained 780. S&P was up 184 as investors cheered on news about the United States and China agreeing to roll back tariffs for 90 days. CBS's Nicole Killian has details from the White House.
The president had threatened these 145% tariffs on China. Under this deal, that number drops to 30%. And then in reverse, China will now only tariff the United States 10% on its products. And that is significantly down from what was being proposed at 125%.
Boeing is growing in Everett. The company is leasing nearly 280,000 square feet inside an industrial complex. It'll start this month at Bridgepoint Everett 500. That's about 2 miles from Boeing's Everett plants at Payne Field. Everett Herald reporting it's unclear what Boeing plans to do with the warehouse building. The company announced a 10% workforce reduction back in October. Now to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. And yes, we have that RV fire on I-90 eastbound in the Mount Baker Tunnel, causing a mess now on I-5. The fire is out, but again, it's bad out there. Going northbound, you are backed up to about the West Seattle Bridge. Heading southbound, you're slow from the U District, also because of another crash blocking the right lane at South Spokane Street. Right now, Linwood to Seattle is 37 minutes. South Center to Seattle, 24 minutes. Rest of the map pretty much on track. Bellevue to Renton, you're seeing those typical backups, and heading north into Everett, about 35 minutes from Seattle or Bellevue. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. For this afternoon, a couple of showers are possible, but relatively cool temperatures. Highs today in the low 60s. Right now, 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Listen, if you guys aren't participating on youtube.com on the live Jake and Spike show page, you're missing out. People are saying really nice things about me. Who's this? Bob? Is it Bob Saget? It says Bob Saget. It's either Bob Saget or Bob's Agate. I don't know which it is. Jake is better looking than I expected. Isn't that nice? LOL.
Oh, that's great.
Exclamation point. Isn't that nice? He said Spike's also here. It's really nice. Very nice.
That's sweet of him. To acknowledge that I'm here.
He acknowledged that you're here as well.
No limit to the man's love.
No, it's just kidding. People often say, I expected you to be shorter, Jake. They say you present as a smaller person.
Really?
I thought you were smaller.
I can't fathom that because I just know who I know. When I see you, you make a strong impression when you meet you.
They say you look, they say I thought you were much shorter. I guess I just give off a short guy vibe.
DeVito-esque?
I guess. I don't know.
Napoleonic vibe?
Napoleonic. No, that's cruel.
Well, I'm just trying to find a rationale for him thinking you sounded shorter.
Isn't that weird? Somebody would say you sound short. I don't even know how a short person sounds. I say I have like a tiny voice, but I'm not going to do that impression. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. I got a video. I want you guys to get over to YouTube right now. Watch this with us. It's a ton of fun. It's a wild video. It swept the internets. We're going to try to figure it out with you. Is it real? Is it fake? This viral video, this is French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Did I get all those right? Does that sound right?
Absolutely fabulous.
That's pretty. Was that
I don't
Connery?
know, that was all three of them rolled into one.
That sounds pretty good. Okay, so imagine these guys. It's like a setup to a joke. They're all in a train on their way.
3 guys are taking a train to Ukraine.
3 guys heading off to Ukraine.
Boom. Guy gets into a rail car.
Boom. By the way, when's the last time you took train travel?
Ooh.
And then we're going to get into whether or not this is a bag of Coke. But get yourself over to youtube.com right now and watch
Last time
this.
I used train travel, there may have been Coke involved. That's how long ago it was. It was a long time ago.
It was the
East
80s.
Coast.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s. Things were crazy.
Crazy in
I was
the
on my
80s.
way up to Cape Boston there.
Little candy, little nose candy.
Little booger sugar. As they called it in the Boston area there.
Is that what they call it?
Little marching powder. Little Minuteman marching powder.
Minuteman. I didn't know that's what they call it.
That's what
Minuteman
they buy in
marching powder.
Boston, yeah.
Really? Good for them.
So I've heard.
So you've heard. Yeah, obviously. No, you don't.
CYA right there, baby.
I don't want to say I'm a prude.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know much about drugs, so I'm not the expert on this. So I'm going to watch this with you guys. We're going to decide. And I've never actually seen Coke in person. I'll be honest with you. The only Coke I know comes in a can.
There you go.
Or a glass bottle. If I'm drinking the cane
Real
sugar version.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good stuff. All right, so they're all on a trip. They're on a trip on a cool train from Poland to Ukraine, and they're all sitting there, these 3 leaders of their various countries, and reporters walk in, and they're filming, and let's watch the video. Emmanuel Macron is the short French-looking guy there. Keir Starmer is the pudgy Englishman on the left, and this scary-looking tall guy, of course, is from Germany. They're all sitting at the end of the table. And there's a couple of things on the table which people's attention was drawn to because of the suspicious way that they kind of like try to get it out of the picture frame as quick as possible. I'm going to play this clip, then we can talk about whether or not or what we think it is. Oh, that's not the right thing. All right, let's scoot over here. And drugs. Is it drugs? Is it drugs? Here we go.
It's a long walk. Some handshaking.
Handshaking happening.
Glad handing, back slapping. They're moving around the table.
Everybody got the sweater memo.
We came through Germany.
Now they're sitting down. Emmanuel Macron is confused at his height.
Rail car. It's a mobile office that's a rail car.
It's very nice. Yeah, very nice.
Oh, there it is. There's the move. There's the move we're talking about. If you folks are watching at home. Macron, as they pose for a still photo, the 3 men take their seats around the end of a table.
Yes.
And as they pose and smile and look to the camera, Macron reaches up very slyly in one smooth move like he's done it 1,000 times before.
Like a street vendor.
Palms a white package on the table and slips it first under his arm, under his folded arms.
Yep.
So it's not in any kind of photograph.
No photograph.
Yeah, and if we play the tape forward, Macron then also very smoothly, with the mechanisms of a street magician, I would say, and puts it into his pocket.
There he goes.
A big smile on his
Smile.
He looks a little irritated and anxious in this photo. It was just me. He might be sweating.
Is that your read?
I can't tell if he's grinding his teeth or not.
What do you think of Merz? Or Merz, or however you pronounce his name. The German chancellor.
The German chancellor.
The German chancellor. He apparently, so there's 2 things that are happening on the table. There's a little tiny object that they say is like a little, you would scoop, they call it a snuff spoon. I looked it up on the internet, snuff spoon.
Okay.
Tiny little thing. He covers it up with his hand, and him and Macron kind of look at each other at the exact same moment. They go, oh boy.
Uh-oh.
You could see it in their eyes. The French are very, very loud with their eyes. And so you can see they both make a move, and then Macron kind of reaches forward. He does the sleight of hand motion, which you were just describing perfectly. And then Merz does the same thing with what people on the internet are calling a snuff spoon. I don't know what it actually is, and that's the amazing thing about this video because it kind of forces you to have this conversation.
Sure.
It's up for debate. The French,
3 world leaders, long day of negotiations ahead of them.
Yes. The French have now stated online, they say, no, this is pure Russian propaganda. This is a disinformation Russian campaign.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what they said.
Okay.
They said it was fake news, and they said it has been spread by France's enemies.
Okay.
They said the president's office released a statement that says when European unity becomes inconvenient, disinformation goes so far as to make a simple tissue look like drugs. So what the French president is claiming is that he was just getting rid of a tissue that was on the table that may have looked bad in the camera angle, and so that's what they claim it was.
But sweating bullets like he was, you need a tissue to wipe up the sweat, right? Makes perfect sense.
Okay, that's my question about this, and that's the thing that I want to run by you. Does his actions imply that he thought it was a tissue? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm buying that. I'm thinking that he knew that this is going to be a photo shared around the world.
Yeah.
As 3 European world leaders.
So he's worried that it's going to look like, we have a trash on the table, or somebody had to blow their nose. Everybody's so sensitive about COVID these days. Somebody might have a cold.
Maybe.
You think that's the thing?
I think so. This is clearly not a bag of Coke.
Well, it's not. I'll be honest with you. It's not clearly not a bag of Coke.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I think there's a chance. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying any of these guys were, doing your dandy candy or whatever they called it. But I do think it's a very suspicious way that he quickly just kind of whoop. Because if it's me, again, if I'm the leader of one of these countries and the press are coming in and there's a tissue on the table, my instinct would not be to hide the tissue in a way that looks super awkward. I would just go, oh, hey. There's a tissue. I probably wouldn't even draw attention to it. I would pick it up and I would toss it behind me. I wouldn't be hiding the fact that I'm trying to get it out of your point of view.
Yeah. I'm even more concerned about the next photo where they're actually meeting with Zelensky, President Zelensky. There's a mirror and a credit card on the table. I'm kidding.
Okay. I want to play when we get back. If you're not on YouTube, AI does wild things. So AI has now taken this scene that might be incriminating and it might be a horrible thing that happened, or it might just be a silly thing of them throwing a tissue away, but it's the after. AI has created an after party of what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to play you the video next. You can watch it with us at youtube.com. It's obviously a fake AI video.
Sure.
But it also highlights how scary, crazy good AI is these days. And I'm going to play it for you next, and you're going to want to see it. So get it over to youtube.com, type in Jake and Spike. We'll see you after the break.
The John Curley Show.
When I was shooting at a squirrel, I was like 10 years old. I traded out. It was a high-8 film that got confused with my mom and dad's high-8 films from Singapore, and it had a woman undressing, so it was like a nudie film. I didn't even think I was going to miss, and it went right past the squirrel, and it hit my neighbor's a great big picture window. He got me dead to rights.
John Curley, weekdays 3 to 7 on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
The closing bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimers.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I've recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. he couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
When the heat's an 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net.
Beat the rush. Act now before summer, because that heat's a real bummer.
Dayandnight.net.
Even though our Northwest summers can be spectacular, there's always a long, hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. You can stay comfortably cool when those hot temps arrive. This is the time to plan ahead and call us about installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
Before the summer heat wave, keep your house cool and save.
Dayandnight.net.
Save up to $6,000 on qualifying cooling equipment, plus no payments or interest for a year OAC. Don't sweat it out this summer. Stay cool with Day and Night.
Dayandnight.net.
Are you looking at diversification and stability with your investment portfolio, especially with the volatility right now in the stock market? Hi, I'm Scott Riereka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years. We've had 0 investor losses and have averaged double-digit returns since inception. Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given market conditions. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Legacy's Northwest Fund also accepts IRA accounts as well. Find out why over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Get in touch with us today. Legacy's Northwest Fund returning 9% has limited opening for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit legacyg.com. That's legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com or at your local CVS.
Charlie Harger here. When your hot turns to cold, you better think fast. Fast water heater. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST. That's 1-800-THINK-FAST or fastwaterheater.com.
You better think fast. Fast water heater.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're in the middle of a hot debate. There's going to be a running new theme on the show. Is that Coke or not?
It's not.
So
I mean, I don't
stupid.
know. I'm not saying it's not Coke. It's not going to be an
it's not
ongoing
going to be a
feature.
running debate. Not going to be a running debate.
Good, good.
You and I, we're not Coke guys. We're not Coke guys. I do drink a lot of coffee. That's as drugged up as I get.
That's all you need, buddy.
That's the only experience I have with a stimulant. Although I don't know, what is Coke? Is it a depressant?
Cocaine?
Yeah.
No, it's not a depressant.
It's not a depressant?
It's a stimulant.
It's a stimulant?
Yeah, it's a stimulant. Used to be in Coca-Cola.
You're right.
Who had the time when we brought that fact up?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, those were the days.
Wild.
Morphine, cocaine, heroin used to be a home medicine.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad they regulate heroin now.
I'm glad that, see? Their government can do good things.
Every once in a while.
Right?
Every once in a while. They mess up everything else. But
Twice a day.
Twice a day, the
government's right. Like
right.
a stop clock, the government's right twice a day.
All right. Before the break, we were talking about this video that's kind of swept around the world. 3 leaders of these different countries.
It's going around the world like it hasn't slept in 36 hours.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
And they're just going and going
still
and going.
going, man.
And dancing hard the whole night.
Show me this video. Man.
All right, I'm going to show this video. Get over to youtube.com right now. Type in Jake and Spike so you can watch it with us. French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer were caught in caught depending on what you think it was, but they were in a train car. Yeah. Might have been a bag of Coke. I don't know. Or it could have been a tissue. But AI has now come in after the fact. Somebody has put their likeness through AI. I don't know how any of this stuff works, but somebody put it together a video of the 3 of them after the cameras found them.
Still photographs were taken
and they said, what were these guys doing? Is it a tissue or is it Coke? And then this video was supposed to be like, well, this is kind of leaning towards them thinking it's Coke. But this highlights how crazy AI is. Because this was just literally like a day ago. And then AI puts this out. And on the YouTube chat line, Jason texted in or commented. He said, just remember, what did he say? I thought it was great. He says, just remember, the current AI is also the worst AI we'll ever see. It only gets better from here.
Oh, that's a horrific thought. That's a frightening thought.
It's frightening, but isn't it also, it's also a really cool thing. Because AI does do amazing things. You can do amazing things. You and I watched a Baby Sopranos the other morning.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's not even getting me started on cancer research through AI.
All the research, all the stuff that AI is doing.
It's going to be great.
Pretty neat. All right. I'm going to play the video now. If you're not at youtube.com, you missed it. Don't miss out later in the show, but you missed it for now. All right. This is YouTube. This is these 3 guys, and it looks like they're just getting the party started. All right. Let's switch over there, Laura. There we go.
Oh, guys.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, now the shirts are off.
They got a little dandy candy on the nose.
Jeez. So you're saying this is wow.
That's all I'm comfortable seeing. I'm not comfortable seeing it.
Not even that. That went way further than I wanted to.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Jeez.
And that's AI just said like, hey, why don't we put all these guys in their boxers, have them dancing around?
Various forms of undress. They're literally jumping up onto and off of the desk and table. They're flapping their wings.
Oh no.
Macron's nose down on the table.
Oh, they look like they're having a lot of fun. But somebody might watch that. Somebody might watch that and go, is that real? Is that real? Like, am I seeing, is that a real video? It looks real, but I know it's not. But it looks real.
Of course we know it's not real, but the point you're making very well is that it's not going to be long until we can't tell if a video of the president declaring war on another country is an actual video of our president or an AI-generated
you just don't know.
Deep fake.
Yeah.
That's how good it's getting.
You're going to have to use some common sense, but you just don't know. You just don't know. AI is that good. It's really, really good. I saw a video the other day.
This is the worst we'll ever see. This is the worst form of AI we're ever going to see.
According to Jason.
These are the baby steps of AI.
Yeah.
I will never sleep again.
These are the baby steps. It is a wild new frontier. What's so crazy about it too is like somebody's going to be able to come up with just think about what this is going to mean for the movie industry. Somebody's going to be able to just have an idea. In the past, you would have to hire a set designer. You would have to hire artists. They employ thousands of people to make all these things happen. Years they spend on CGI for this kind of stuff. And now, overnight.
It used to be model makers.
Model makers.
Would make entire little worlds for you.
Yeah.
To have Godzilla come stomp. Do you think Godzilla really destroyed Tokyo? They used to have to build an entire model of Tokyo.
Wait.
And a guy in a Godzilla suit would come through and smash it.
Are you saying that was fake?
Fake.
Godzilla's not real?
Never really. No, and Tokyo has never been rebuilt 117 times. But to your point, they used to be models. Then there was CGI. Now it's AI. You don't have to do anything but It's teaching AI to do what you want. That's the only skill left.
Yep, it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I think you can either get scared about it or you can get excited about it.
Well, with all tools, right? They can be used for good. They can be used for evil.
I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. Titillating, I think they say. I'm
It'll be a long
titillated
time
by
till I
it.
can sleep after that Macron video, though. I'm not. That's
You're
a
not gonna
scarring.
do it. You can't unsee that.
It's a scarring moment.
Yeah, they're all pudgy too. They're all kind of like I don't know, soft. They're all
So
soft.
it's definitely not coke then.
Yeah, because they'd be going.
They'd be a mile a minute.
They're
They'd
not
be
sweating
stairs.
enough.
Yeah.
And again, I only experience this in movies. Somebody said, "How does Jake know it's a bag of coke?" I said, "I've seen it in movies. That's enough. That's enough." All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. 2 hours is already behind us, but the third hour, that's the best. That's what people say. So stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
It's no surprise that people love their pets. In fact, 97% of pet owners consider them part of the family. Amazon's Jen Ray has more.
Amazon Pet Day makes caring for your pets easier than ever. The 48-hour sales event features thousands of deals with the convenience of Amazon's fast delivery. Whether you're welcoming a new puppy, upgrading essentials for a senior pet, or looking for products that pamper, there's something for everyone.
Nearly 2/3 of U.S. households have a pet. That's 86.9 million homes.
With so many households having pets, Amazon has something for every pet owner and their furry friends, from trusted basics to exciting new favorites across price points. Plus, Amazon is expanding its pet care offerings, now providing prescription pet medications on Amazon.com through VetSource, a leading pet pharmacy.
On May 13th and 14th, Amazon Pet Day will offer incredible deals, including on our most popular and pet-approved brands, like Purina Pro Plan, Iams, PetSafe, O'Norman, Ring, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/petday.
When we reach our golden years, it's natural to want to stay in our homes. We've worked hard for them, but as our minds and bodies age, the home can become an unsafe place where loneliness thrives. Amanda here for Care Partners Senior Living. Our communities offer safe living spaces and managed common areas with medical professionals on site and ready to help. We assist you with your mobility when needed, allowing you to socialize or participate in activities whenever you like. Care Partners Senior Living provides both privacy and socialization at your desired pace. You aren't living alone in our communities because help is always nearby. And believe it or not, community living can be more cost-effective than in-home care. With locations throughout Washington and Arizona, you'll find a Care Partners community near you. Care, it's in our name and what we do. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com.
With 30 communities, including Covington, Bremerton, Snohomish, and the grand opening of North Creek Bothell, there's quality senior care at an affordable price near you. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local, family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Right now, get 0% interest for 24 months, and for a limited time, they'll pay your sales tax. Why would you choose anyone else? Call Bathfitter today.
We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage expert. Steve, mortgage rates have been dropping this year. How could that help seniors struggling to stay in their homes?
Lower mortgage rates mean seniors can now get more money from their equity with a reverse mortgage. You can pay off your existing mortgage, have extra money to help with today's high cost of living, or believe it or not, you can even buy a home with a reverse mortgage. There are many uses, and best of all, you have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Investors on Wall Street were very happy about the 90-day truce between the U.S. and China in the trade war. The Dow finished up 1,100 points. Analyst Michael Farr.
I think 100% of this rally is enthusiasm over the relief in trade and tariff.
CBS's Kelly O'Grady says the enthusiasm among business owners may be short-lived.
These folks are planning months and months in advance. They're already planning for the holiday season. So you have businesses who are very uncertain. You also have a 30% tariff that's still in place, which is going to be, potentially passed down to consumers. It's not 145%. And then you think more broadly about these negotiations. We have been here before.
In a goodwill gesture, Hamas released its last surviving American-Israeli hostage in Gaza today, Edon Alexander from New Jersey. Reporter Marla Diamond is in his hometown of Tenafly.
The large crowd waved Israeli flags as word of Edon's release became official. Michael Burke has had a sign in his front yard for the past 19 months.
And on the sign, it crosses off. He was taken when he was 19. He's in captivity when he was 20. And now he's 21 years old. I mean, something like that's just incomprehensible.
The joy here tempered with sadness for the remaining hostages.
Some are alive, some are dead, and we just want this over already.
Marla Diamond for CBS News in Tenafly, New Jersey.
Before leaving for the Middle East, President Trump signed an executive order giving drug companies a 30-day deadline to lower the cost of prescription drugs for Americans. Julie Rovner of KFF Health News.
In theory, something like this could work, but the president doesn't have the authority to do it. It would have to be something that Congress would do, and it would be over the vehement objections of the prescription drug industry.
Trump also today rejected ethics concerns about his plans to accept the gift of a jumbo jet from Qatar's royal family to be used as Air Force One.
If that happened, that
would be a stupid person to say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out.
Trump is waiting for the delayed delivery of 2 new Boeing jets. The president says he could fly to Turkey if it would help push forward the Ukraine-Russia ceasefire talks this week, but it's not even clear Vladimir Putin will show up. Ukraine's president says he will be there. CBS's Ramy Inocencio.
If that happened, that would be momentous, but it would also be tense. The last time they met was back in December 2019, more than 5 years ago. Frankly, in no uncertain terms, everyone can see it. They frankly hate each other.
This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Coming up, 3 fugitives are on the loose in Western Washington. But first, we go to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This report is brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. And we are still cleaning up that RV fire on I-90 eastbound. This is in the Mount Baker Tunnel. All lanes closed, approaching the tunnel, and no ETA for reopening. As you can imagine, this is causing some big backups all around downtown Seattle. Right now, Linwood to Seattle, taking you about 40 minutes to just slow down right around the U District. Then, of course, heading north into Seattle is also slow right around the West Seattle Bridge. Rest of the map is average for this time of day. Right now, Bellevue to Renton taking you under 30 minutes. Renton to Puyallup, 45. Heading up into Everett from Seattle or Bellevue, that's about a 40-minute drive. And right now, Tacoma to Olympia is wide open. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking. Call Beacon.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Thurston County deputies are now releasing dash camera video of a suspect, 27-year-old Damian Madison, accused of firing an AR-15 at deputies. Deputies say they were attempting to arrest Madison on felony warrants Thursday, but he escaped into the woods near the town of Rainier. He is still out there. So are 2 more wanted fugitives, including one who escaped from SeaTac Airport May 4th. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says 28-year-old Cedric Stevenson was last seen getting off light rail on Capitol Hill.
Officers in Seattle are familiar with this individual. They received a BOLO. Be on the lookout. So if we recognize this individual, we are going to detain him, identify him, and arrest him.
Now, police say he escaped while in the custody of a private transport company. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details on the final fugitive.
Police say 38-year-old David Williford has a history of child sex crimes, incest, and
and animal abuse. He cut off his ankle monitor May 5th at his mom's West Seattle home and hasn't been seen since. Williford is 6'4" and is now believed to be bald and is missing a finger. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
More than 900 healthcare workers are on strike today in Bellingham. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is following the story. He has more.
Striking union workers at Peace Health, including nursing assistants, technicians, and housekeepers, claim while Peace Health executives are paid huge salaries, they are barely making ends meet for their families. They plan on remaining on the picket lines 5 straight days, demanding a fair wage. A spokesperson for Peace Health told the Bellingham Herald they're deeply disappointed, but they have temporary replacement workers in place as bargaining continues. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Governor Bob Ferguson calls it a life-saving piece of legislation, allowing you to add your blood type to state-issued licenses and IDs.
Senate Bill 5689 improves emergency response by making information about an individual's blood type more accessible to first responders.
He signed that measure into law today, saying it'll help first responders act more quickly in an emergency. Measure takes effect at the start of next year. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. For today, we have a mix of clouds and sunshine along with a couple of light showers mixed in there as well. Right now we have 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. I can't believe how fast this show goes. People say it. There's a saying. I don't know what it is. There's a saying about it. Time is fast or
something flying. Some time flies when what? I know the end of this.
Oh, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. I can't come up with it. You guys know.
Time flies when you're boiling eggs. I think it is.
That's it.
Is that what it is?
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
By the way, Laura, people asked for my hollandaise recipe.
Yes, are you going to give it to them?
I will give. Of course.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of cooking is that others enjoy your cooking. It's an art that you can share. So the kind of love I share.
Share your love, Spike.
Yeah.
Share that love.
And I'll write it up for you after the show. And
I think
it's all up here.
You're going to mail it
it's
to everyone?
all up here.
Am I going to have to stand next to you with measuring cups, checking how much the actual amounts are?
It's not about measurements.
Is it by feel?
No, it's not about feel. It's about they're exacting measurements. I'll give you the 2 seconds worth. It's about the right tools. It's tools and timing.
Well, it's also ingredients. I mean, you can have all the tools if you don't have
I'm
the
not
eggs
putting
and the butter.
sardines in it or anything like that.
You're out of luck.
No, it's having the right tools and knowing when to do what in the and then I'll write it all out.
If you write it out, I'll get it posted on the Jake and Spike Facebook page, and then I don't have to text like
have we already told the audience
back.
what we're talking about? It's your hollandaise. It's your special hollandaise.
You asked me. You were very kind earlier to ask how Mother's Day went at the O'Neill home. I prepared eggs Benedict as I do on all holidays at my house, and sometimes I serve up to 14, 16 people. And there's a key to that.
2
as
eggs
well.
each?
2 eggs each.
Yikes.
Yes, toasted muffins, perfectly toasted muffins. Canadian bacon fried to perfection.
Yeah.
To perfection. You can overdo it. A soggy muffin?
No good.
Why are you bothering?
No, you do need a little
Open
bit of
a box of cornflakes.
crunch in there.
A soft, soggy muffin? Why are you doing that to people?
No, thank
people
you.
you supposedly love.
Yeah.
I'll rate it up for you. We can post
Do you call it your holiday hollandaise?
I don't, but if you haven't trademarked that yet, I will. That's money in the bank.
So you're going to put the hollandaise on the Facebook?
Sure, I will, of course.
There you go.
I love
We've done our job today,
folks. You're like family. I'll give my home address. Come over next holiday. I'll make it for you. All of you.
Good idea. Good idea.
Sure. What do I care?
Can we get to something besides your hollandaise?
Of course. No, we're out of time. Oh, dear.
Now that we have it'll be on Facebook. People can get it on Facebook.
We love
and I'm
you
going to get
folks.
that from you, too, because I like hollandaise.
Good.
Here's a question for you. You're a pet owner, right?
Pet lover. Yes,
pet lover.
I am. Yes, I am.
Pet lover. Laura, I know you have. You're a cat person. You don't have dogs. Do you like dogs?
I'm fine with dogs.
But you prefer a cat.
But I prefer a cat.
Yeah. Cats are funny. I prefer a dog, but whatever. I'm okay with cats as well. I'm not an anti-cat person.
Not at all.
But I am more pro-dog. I don't have any right now. I just have a bunch of kids. But there's a story on mynorthwest.com. People can check it out right now, and I suggest they do. They should read it. I found this statistic wild. Talker Research talked to 2,000 cat and dog owners. January of this year, January 2025. Guess what percentage surveyed said that they would cut their own life short in order to stretch out their pet's life?
They would what?
They would cut their own time span, their own life. They would cut it down. They would live fewer days on this planet so that their pet might live a few extra days.
Wow.
That's a pet lover right there. That's, in my opinion, I don't want to be rude. I'd say it's a little much.
Oh, man.
I don't like using those harsh words.
No, I hear you. Much. It's a 4-letter word.
That's a little
You're
much.
throwing around there, buddy. I got to tell you, as somebody who we lost a pet that was, I mean, I was gutted. I was devastated.
Sure.
I was absolutely broken when we lost this. This was the perfect pup.
I was a dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
perfect.
If you're going to say cat, I go,
no. She was.
But you lost a dog. No, I'm just kidding, Laura. Cats are great.
Dogs are the. Again, I got nothing against cats, but dogs will give you unconditional love and companionship, and dogs are perfect. Dogs are healers.
They're perfect.
Dogs are gifts.
Literally, they're
on
healers.
high.
They're adorable.
But they spell it wrong.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mean like they heal.
Yep.
I mean, they heal the soul.
They do heal the soul.
They do. The dog saved my wife's life. I swear to you.
Really?
When my and I'm speaking figuratively, of course, but not that she dragged my wife from a snowbank with a barrel of brandy around her throat, which some dogs do.
That'd be cool.
No, when my father-in-law passed and my wife had lost her dad.
Oh, she was just very sick. She just needed comfort.
This dog that we got, this pup, I swear, brought her back. Brought my wife back. So would I trade some of the end of my life for more time with the dog?
Don't say it.
I think I would.
You would?
Why would I? By the way, the last few days of your life, unless you're doing it great. I mean, I've heard, it's been said that the end of your life is not the greatest time of your life.
I've never heard that.
No?
No.
Okay,
I heard that it's great up until the last moment.
Your last breath.
Yeah.
You're smiling and laughing with your last breath.
You just don't know. None of us know how many days we have on this planet.
But you know that the time with a beloved pet is treasured. And getting some more of that? I mean, what kind of equation are we talking about?
That's the question. We need more context. Are you talking about a week of your life at like the apex of your health when you're living with your family and your kids are young? You're not going to give a week of that life away.
No, but
if we're talking about like when you're sick and you're old.
Tapioca and diaper days, right?
I could see an argument that if you're talking about your end of the days, and again, this is all like, it's just a fanciful question. This is not reality. You can't actually trade your life. This is not a Twilight Zone episode where this might be something that can happen.
Write this down. This is a great movie plot.
Well, I've already seen it in Twilight Zone. Not for animals, but for
okay.
There was a rich tycoon, and he was buying youth from people. He'd say, "Hey, just give me a little piece of your youth," and then but he wouldn't tell them. Twilight Zone had a lot of great premises.
Seriously,
such a great show. Rod Sterling, genius. 56% of people, according to the survey, out of 2,000 people who were interviewed and surveyed, said that they would willingly shorten their own lifespan to guarantee that their pet lived longer beside them. That's how deep that bond is. You say you would. You just said you would.
I think I would. Yeah, I would have to consider that. I would. I mean, are we talking about, you give up, like you meet your dog in the middle? Say you were going to live 50 more years and your pet was going to die in 3.
So you're going to get,
how much? You both last for 28 more years?
You'd give up 22 years of life?
I'm asking to have 23 more years with my dog.
Dog years or human years?
Human years. We're dealing in human years, of course, yeah.
But your dog's not going to live that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Even a magical dog.
We're talking about magic here, right?
Well, if we're talking about magic.
If you're both were going to live to 75, and your pet.
Is this a genie situation?
Sure.
Is this like you rub a lamp and the genie says, what do you want?
Yeah.
So I'd like to live a couple extra years with my pup.
Mm-hmm.
That's silly. I'd just say, if the genie's magic, I'd say make the dog live forever.
Larry, look at you.
I wouldn't sacrifice any of my life.
You always take that next step of thinking. You do.
You got to think ahead.
Yeah.
These genies are trying to trick you all the time. Laura, what would you give up more of your life? You love your cat.
Oh,
love
so
your
much.
Cat.
I can make myself cry on command just thinking about the fact that someday she'll die.
You're close right now. I can hear
literally,
your voice.
yeah.
How long has your cat been with us?
She's 4 years old.
How long is that in cat years? This is 4 years, I guess.
When she's 7, she'll be geriatric.
No.
Yeah.
How fast do cats age? I don't know this. Nobody's ever asked. I've never asked this about a cat before.
A cat can live, I think typical is 15 years. They can live up to 20.
20?
Yeah.
Is that like a Siamese cat or something like those, like really well, like just purebred?
They make little bonsai trees at the end of their life.
Just peaceful.
Yeah.
Snipping away.
Very docile.
What'll get a cat is kidney disease. So if you can avoid kidney disease, they'll live up to 20. But kidney
Good
disease.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck avoiding kidney
Well,
disease with a
truly,
cat.
most cats get kidney disease.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Is diet?
Yeah,
Fish?
dry food, not enough water.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how much of your life, if any, would you be willing to, because Spike has already said he'd give up 28 years of his life, or 22 years of his life.
Yeah.
For his dog.
And so am I guaranteeing that she lives the maximum amount of time she could live? Or do I get to live with her until, like, is she around until I die?
That's
Because
what
I would love,
that's what
I
was
would love to
saying.
die first.
That's what I was saying. If you can have that pet until the day you die, that beloved pet until the day you die.
And then what? And then you just toss her in there with you?
Yeah, you go together.
Because it doesn't matter at that point?
Right, you're both gone.
It's not valuing
And
the
you're-
cat's
and you're-
life
and
very
you're
much. Kind of
together-
selfish, don't you think?
together
I'd
again.
Lower me down with her sitting on my chest like she always does.
Egyptians
That's my
did
dream.
that anyway.
Egyptians did do
Right?
that.
Yeah.
They buried, and their slaves.
Yeah,
They were
throw some
horrible
gold
people.
necklaces in there too. Why not?
So you would willingly give up, you would, just like this magazine says, you'd willingly give up years of your life. Not years. You want to give up years. What would you give up? A week?
I
A
would
month?
give up a year if I knew she would live to 20.
Shut it.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Like if I could guarantee.
No, Laura, take it back. Take it
Why
back.
would I take that back?
Take it back. Somebody's
What's-
going to offer you that deal, and I don't want to be
the
responsible
devil?
for that.
I'll
I don't
shake
know.
on it right now.
John
Do
Curley's
not.
listening out there right now.
Laura?
He's got that kind of power.
Do not make a deal with the devil for an extra year in your
What's
cat's
the
life.
difference between 87 and 88?
That's what I'm saying.
That might be
Diaper
the
days.
best year of your life. What if that's the year you
88 's
finally
the
meet
best
your
year
husband?
of my life.
Yeah. A strapping 22-year-old pool boy at the cabana shows up.
And
And
it's
it's
when you
love.
finally
It's
find true love. But
so
you've
crazy.
wasted it.
I'm giving him my whole will now.
You've wasted it on this
I
cat.
think you're actually saving my family's inheritance, and I get to live with my cat.
Don't give your life away for this cat, Laura. I beg you. Don't do it. Even though we're talking about a genie situation here, don't do
Here's
it.
the thing, though. You see all these stories, and we saw one just a few weeks ago about people who will jump into raging rivers to try to rescue their dogs. It's just in that moment.
There's a different thing that's happening there because you have a legitimate chance of saving your animal. It's dangerous. You shouldn't be doing that.
Sure.
You're risking your life, but I can understand why somebody would do that. Trading years of your life for your animal. Again, this is all just.
Yeah, it's all fanciful speculation. Yeah, but
I'm upset about it.
If I could, I would. I
It's
don't
a
know
tribute
what to
to
tell you.
how much we love our pets, how unconditional our pets love us.
Here's another one. Do you trust your pet more than your romantic partners? 53% of people surveyed say that they trust their pet over their romantic partner.
Only 53%?
53%.
I say again, only 53%?
And what does it trust mean? Like with a checkbook or like what? I don't understand what trust
Little
is there.
paw prints.
With leaving your steak unattended on the table.
Well,
I trust my dog more than I trust truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill.
No.
She would jump onto my plate. She would eat the best part of my. If I go to the restroom in a restaurant, I'll come back. My wife is eating the best part of my dinner.
They also say 38% trust their pets and its instincts more than their own. More than their own.
Ooh.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. They say dogs are a great judge of character, right? If my dog doesn't like you, I shouldn't like you.
They can also
And I am
sniff
not
out
that
when
good.
somebody's going to have a stroke.
Right.
I've seen it. I've seen a video of somebody
You bet.
doing a workout, and the dog runs up to him and says, hey,
Take it easy.
take it easy.
That's a lot of stairs for a guy your age,
Yeah.
right?
You're going to have a stroke. Clearly look like you got type 2 diabetes.
My gosh.
Don't walk up
Well,
those
they're right
stairs.
there down at your ankles. They know. They see
know.
the signs.
They can see it. They
Right?
say there's some swelling happening down there.
Look at the face on that dog in the story, though. How could you not want to spend more time with that pup? Look at that pup.
I wouldn't trade any time for a dog. Pets cause their owner. Here's another thing. You guys tell me if you guys think this is true. Your pet has saved your life. Your pet has saved your life. You just said a second ago that your wife.
Yeah, I truly believe that, man, with all my heart.
Pets cause their owner to smile on average 11 times a day and laugh 9 times a day. You guys find that to be true?
I know that to be true. I know that to be true.
Laura, do you find that to be true with your cat? Smile not 11 times a day or laugh 9 times a day. You're just in your apartment
on average?
by yourself,
By myself.
cracking up with your cat.
Honestly, we play hide and seek, which is really
All right,
fun.
That's TMI.
Oh, that's lovely.
We're still trying to find you a husband, Laura.
Serious about to say.
Can't tell people that.
Bring back that story about dating apps at work, would you? Great, thanks.
We play hide and seek. Do you really?
Yeah, she loves to jump out and try to scare me.
That's fun, I guess.
It's cute. Yeah,
playful for
it
the
makes me
cat.
giggle.
That's
It's
nice.
fun.
I had a dog once, real depressive type. He didn't make me laugh. He was just
Really?
his outlook on the world was
Your dogs?
awful. Awful outlook. He was a real victim mentality. It's horrible. He passed away, and I was glad of it because he was bringing us down. Depressed me.
Dude, you don't. Come on. Come on, man.
He died of old age.
Oh,
He was a real Eeyore type.
yeah.
We named him Eeyore.
Oh, my God.
Originally, his name was Kevin, which is like a nice name for a
Sure,
dog.
that's a great
Kevin. It's like a little puppy.
Yeah.
And then we figured out he was just like depressed all the time.
A harbinger of doom.
Didn't ever want to go outside, slothful, lazy, ate up all the food, never wanted to exercise.
This is the younger brother we're talking about?
No. This is Kevin. And we finally named him Eeyore. We said we just don't want to waste. Yeah.
We've never had a bad dog.
Really?
Yeah, we've been really lucky. We've never had a bad
Eeyore,
dog.
bad dog. He was a bad dog. I told him so. It's the last words I said to him. I said, Eeyore, you're a bad boy.
Bad dog.
Bad dog. No, I didn't say any of this stuff. I'm just kidding. We didn't have a dog named Eeyore.
I know you didn't.
I did have a dog we had to get rid of once. His name was Calvin.
Okay.
We adopted him, and he was part yellow lab, half horse, and he was massive, huge dog. And he got out, and he started killing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was a hunter.
Yeah, that's dogs are. Yeah,
dogs are hunters.
Yeah.
And he had a great attitude,
especially with the breed. Yeah,
we loved him. And he would hunt crazy stuff. Like one time, he's just going nuts, and he's like on the ground, on the grass. He's just going nuts, and he's like sniffing on the ground, like hopping.
Yeah.
And he runs ahead like 10 feet, and he starts digging a hole, and he just stares down in the hole. You'd think I'm making the story up, and I'm not. His name is Calvin. He's such a good boy. And he's staring down in the hole, and this tiny little, is it a vole? Is that the thing I'm thinking of? Like it's not a mole, but it's got like a little pointy nose.
Yeah.
Pops out the hole. He was burrowing under the ground, and my dog went, grabbed him,
pulled him up.
Wow. He slept on a chaise lounge in the garage. We had a heat lamp out there. He was an outdoor dog, obviously. We come out there all the time, and he had a real killer instinct, like no joke. Just like some dogs have it.
They're born hunters. You bet.
Born hunters. We would find snakes, squirrels, dead. They're all dead.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not crawling around the house or anything. Dead snakes, dead squirrels. I saw him snap a bird midair.
Wow.
Flying low over the ground.
Yeah. I've seen video of stuff like that.
And then finally, the thing that broke the camel's back, not an actual camel, but he had to go. The neighbor had a bunch of pet rabbits.
Oh,
I shouldn't even say this.
No. I've heard
statute of limitations.
Yeah.
But the neighbor had my neighbor had some. My parents' neighbor had some daughters, and they had some baby bunnies. Not babies, full grown.
Yeah.
Nasty rabbits. He went in there and he killed one. He brought it back to the house. And we
wore it as a hat.
Skinned it.
Trophy.
Yeah, no, but my parents were like, we got to get rid of this guy. So we got rid of the evidence.
The bunny, not Calvin.
No, we got rid of Calvin. Yeah. My dad took him and he moved to a farm.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, yeah.
I was depressed as a kid, but then we would get letters. They would tell us about how he's doing on the farm.
That's lovely.
It was really
Your
nice.
folks were sending letters from Calvin.
It was really sweet. No, my folks didn't send it. The farmer sent it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they got rid of Calvin. He was a sweet puppy. We miss him. All right. Real fast. Do we have time to play this? We'll play it when we get back. It's really funny.
Okay.
Drug prices are coming. And we have your text messages. We have a bunch of text messages to get to.
Coming still.
Drug prices dramatically. We hope, if it works. Trump just signed an executive order for pharmaceutical drugs, which are way cheaper in countries like Canada and over in the UK.
Yeah.
Why are they so expensive in America? Everybody's always asking. So Trump has an executive order about that. He's hoping prices are going to come down to by 80% in some cases. But the way he announced it is pretty hilarious. He's talking about a fat friend of his, and it's like, imagine being his friend who's like, he's telling the story about.
Oh, no.
Not nice. Not very nice, but it's really
Didn't
funny.
name the guy, did he? I'm assuming it's a guy.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Right?
I assume it's a guy. I'm going to play the video next. Get on over to youtube.com. You can watch it there with us. In the search bar, search for Jake and Spike. We'll play that. We'll talk about it. And we'll get to your text messages and all that fun stuff coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Did you know that over the past 10 years, home values have increased the most during the first quarter of the year? So how much is your home worth right now? Check it out instantly at sellwithwest.com. Sure, there are other apps out there you can use, but most of them are national companies. If you want local expertise, someone who actually knows what's happening with the housing market in your neighborhood, there's no one more local than Wes Jones. If you're even thinking about making a move in 2025, go to sellwithwest.com, sellwithwest.com, and start by using their free home value calculator to see what your home is worth. It might be worth more than you think. You'll get so much more than just a number from Wes Jones. We're talking about recent sales in your neighborhood, the market temperature in your city, side-by-side comparisons of multiple online estimates. You can even calculate how much equity you have, and even a breakdown of how your home's value has changed over time. So here's what you have to do. Go to sellwithwest.com, type in your address, and bam, you'll have instant access to all of this and more. It's fast, easy, it's local. Sellwithwest.com, a better way to sell your home.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
As we age, the home can become an unsafe place, but at Care Partners Senior Living, help is always nearby. Amanda here for Care Partners Senior Living. Our communities offer safe living spaces with medical professionals on site and ready to help. We assist you with your mobility when needed, so you can participate in activities whenever you like and socialize at your own pace. With locations throughout Washington and Arizona, you'll find a Care Partners community near you. Care, it's in our name and what we do. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com.
Many split systems give you efficient zoned heating and cooling comfort for less. Call Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation and easy 18-month zero-interest financing. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. An RV fire still has the eastbound I-90 lanes shut down through the Mount Baker Tunnel. Trooper Rick Johnson says this all started with the crash.
Thankfully, no injuries, but in that area, obviously, it's going to cause a mess.
RV is out of the tunnel, but crews are still cleaning up and inspecting. All eastbound lanes approaching the tunnel remain closed. Washington State Patrol on the scene of a deadly crash in Belfair. Trooper John DeTillo.
A multi-vehicle collision on State Route 3 right in front of, I believe, Belfair Elementary.
DeTillo says nobody else was seriously hurt when the driver crossed the center lane on Highway 3 and struck two other vehicles, including a Kitsap County Sheriff's Patrol car. The cause of that crash is under investigation. Tragedy in the North Cascades, where 3 people have died in a climbing accident. KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch reports.
It happened at a popular rock formation in the area of the North Early Winter Spire. Christina Woodworth with Okanagan County Sheriff's Search and Rescue says 4 climbers from Renton and Bellevue were descending in a steep gully.
They were clipped into some sort of equipment and it was not able to hold their weight and it failed.
She says they fell together. 3 died. 1 survived Sunday's accident and hiked out for help. He's hospitalized. The bodies of the others have been brought down from the mountain. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
The easing of trade tensions between the U.S. and China spurred a massive rally on Wall Street today. The Dow gained well over 1,000 points. PNC Chief Economist Gus Fauché.
And I think that we will continue to see a lot of volatility in the stock market going forward as we have some progress and then we see steps back.
And both China and the United States, for now, have announced a 90-day truce in their trade war. Sound Transit is for the first time reporting that light rail over Lake Washington will not happen by the end of this year. The schedule for linking Seattle and Bellevue is now trending toward early 2026. That takes us to 2:32 and we head to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk now. And yes, we start on I-90 eastbound, fully blocked near Rainier Avenue in the Mount Baker Tunnel. This is for a crash and an RV fire. Crews, again, do have that vehicle out of the tunnel. They are still cleaning up and inspecting, and there is no ETA for reopening. You can imagine this is causing some big backups in and around downtown Seattle. Right now, Linwood to Seattle taking you 40 minutes, heading up north into Everett. Seattle to Everett is 40, as is Bellevue to Everett. Right now, 405 northbound approaching Renton, a little jammed up from the I-5 interchange. Skooma to Olympia is in good shape, so is the Renton to Puyallup Drive. And 520 Bridge is looking good as well. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking and call Beacon. Weather now, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A mix of clouds and sunshine today. Overall dry, a couple of spotty showers could happen though. Right now, 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Before we get to your text message, so there's this video I want to play for you. President Trump has issued an executive order that he just signed dealing with big pharma and drug prices and all that stuff. People talk about that all the time. It's a big topic. Why are drugs so expensive in the United States? It's a big deal. And so anyway, he put out a thing saying that he was going to be signing one of the most consequential executive orders in our country's history. Yada, yada, yada. He says it's going to reduce immediately the price of big pharma, your prescription drugs, by 30 to 80%. People would like that. They would feel pretty good about that.
Sure, whether it will come thing to accomplish.
Whether it will come to pass, who knows?
It's an effort he tried to make at the end of his first presidency.
Congress wouldn't pass it.
Congress wouldn't pass it because of the lobbying power of the pharmaceutical industry, because they are the financiers of so many elected officials.
Yeah,
and these guys are beholden.
You're right.
To these interests, and it's sometimes it's pharmacy, sometimes it's whatever, it's oil, it's whatever. The lobbyists have far too much influence on our government. So I hope it gets done. This is an executive order that he's seeking these pharmaceutical companies to voluntarily introduce a policy, right of first
favored nation.
Favored nation status. I'm going to say right of first refusal. That was the wrong one. Which means that we would pay the price of the lowest major developed nation.
So, like, say France, what UK pays,
right? UK,
or
whatever,
France pays.
Whatever one gets the lowest price, that's the same price Americans would enjoy.
And why are we paying more? That's the question. Why are we paying more?
I can tell you the argument that pharmaceutical industries and their lobbyists and their paid representatives make. When Americans pay the world's highest prices for pharmaceutical drugs, that's what funds research and development. If they don't have the profits made on the American market, they won't have the ability to develop new drugs to cure new illnesses and prevent new diseases.
And what Trump is saying, that the explanation makes sense from a big pharma perspective.
Sure, yeah. It's a tale as old as time.
And what Trump says is, he says, our country will finally be treated fairly and our citizens' healthcare costs will be reduced by numbers never thought of before. Additionally, on top of everything else, Americans will save trillions of dollars. He's saying it brings fairness to America. Why are we paying more? Why are we funding? Why is everyone else benefiting from our largesse? If we're paying all this money and we're funding the research, why is everybody else getting it for so cheap? France is not a third world country.
No, fair question to ask. I think
you literally have leaders of France who might or might not be using bags of Coke on awesome trains. Like, this is not a horrible country. They have fun. All right, so this is a video I want to play. And that probably didn't happen, but whatever. It's funny. I want to play this video of Trump making this announcement. He's talking about it here, but the way he does it, it's very Trumpian.
It is. It's what people love about him.
It's what people love about him.
Absolutely true.
He's a plain speaker. All right, let's switch over to that, Laura. And this is Trump talking about his good old friend who happens to be real fat.
I mean, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine who's a businessman, very, very, very top guy. Most of you would have heard of him. A highly neurotic, brilliant businessman, seriously overweight. And he takes...
Sounds like a great friend. Highly neurotic, seriously overweight.
The fat shot drug. And he called me up and he said, President, he calls me, he used to call me Donald, now he calls me President, so that's nice respect. But he's a rough guy, smart guy, very successful, very rich. I wouldn't even know how we would know this, but because he's got comments. President, could I ask you a question? What? I'm in London. And I just paid for this damn fat drug I take. I said, it's not working. He said, I just paid $88. And in New York, I pay $1,300. What the hell is going on?
That's what people are asking. What's going on? Why are they paying so much? So we'll find out if that works. I just thought it was a funny video.
I wish him well. Yeah, that's how he tells a story. He makes it relevant. I got a guy. I know a guy. You all know a guy. I know
a
people,
fat guy.
I know people that would love to be able to take the Wegovy or the Ozempic, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
It's $1,300 a month.
It's a lot of money.
Doctors will tell you it's good for you because it reduces the overweight, the obesity that leads to so many other ailments, whether it's diabetes, heart disease, all these different things. You can lose the obesity. You're going to be a healthier guy. So why is the insurance company not cover this kind of stuff? We pay $1,300 when in London it's $88 for the fat guy shot.
Could be a lot cheaper. All right, should we get to some of these text messages? We got a ton to get to. We got a lot of stuff on the show today. You guys have been very, very vocal in your opinions about things. So why don't we fire away? Laura, go ahead.
On the Thurston County cops who pulled over a guy who was firing at them with an AR-15 and then were yelling. T. Conway says, what should they do, Spike? Ask them to stop or they'll be put in timeout.
T. Conway's raising this point because, Spike, you and I were talking earlier, and in the audio, the Thurston County Sheriff's Department deputies were using some very, very strong language, a bunch of F-bombs, as they were approaching the vehicle that had been firing bullets at them and throwing chainsaws at them, literally.
Yeah, high-speed chase, shots fired at a police pursuit
You didn't
vehicle.
like the language. You said the language seems unprofessional.
Well, I thought it was unprofessional. I thought it could be escalating the situation. And one of the texters, Tim in Seabeck, says, I don't blame the deputies at all. I would do the same thing. Might even make up some curse words.
That's an idea. What if they didn't use like traditional curse words?
Nigga blobber.
Yeah.
Something like that. You'd be like, what did he say? What did he say?
Spike, you love clam dip.
I love clam dip. I'd call a guy clam dip as long as days long.
Yeah.
But Todd Needham-Claw says they're supposed to be professionals. You can do your job in a professional manner. They're trained for these situations. Of course, they're going to raise their voice, but it doesn't have to be a profanity circus.
That's from Todd. So he agrees with you.
Quite a few people did.
James in 425 also says, I agree with Spike. I would feel that they're going to kill me either way. I would probably be scared into fighting back versus surrendering.
I mean,
this is a person who already fired 15 shots with a rifle and threw a chainsaw at them. So obviously they're not scared of doing horrible things. So 206 says, I had a coworker whose dad had the purest purest mouth off the job. Her father, an officer, explained that foul language was the best way to establish and maintain authority. She was shocked he used foul language. That's what I've heard too. It's a way to cut through so their brain, which is operating a lot on like adrenaline rush. You're in an incident with an officer. Like they're not hearing you correctly. So it cuts through all the noise and says, whoa, this guy's serious. It's like an alpha situation. You know, somebody needs to establish dominance. And how do you do that without firing your gun at somebody? If it's possible using language, that would be better than having to fire a bullet.
425 says, my father-in-law was a police officer trained in the military and was deputy chief of a decent-sized city. He said swearing was weakness and showed lack of control of the situation. He had, quote, the voice. You jumped when he used it. No swearing involved.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Is that like the mom voice? Probably a little bit scarier.
A mom voice?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of moms chasing these guys around? That'd be interesting.
Be ashamed of yourself. On light rail to nowhere in Redmond, John from Camino Island says, all the broke people living in Bellevue don't want to drive their $100,000 cars. They're going to get on a train.
Yeah, no, they're not
Tripping
getting on a
with
train.
sarcasm. Nice job.
Go ahead, Laura. No, you go.
206, how else do we pay Dow Constantine $650,000 a year?
Boom.
I think it's $400,000 just to be precise.
It's four.
But still.
I think it's four. It's mid fours, but there are some.
Your point is well taken.
It goes up with every train station that he opens. He's bonus incentives, right?
But he has some bonuses built in, and he's got some moving fees, and he's got a lot of hair products.
Nice expensive
stuff.
account. $10K for expenses.
Cletus and Federal Way says the light rail station Federal Way was supposed to open by 2015. 10 years late, we're still waiting for it to open. Good point. Let's get to rescue animals.
Okay.
Karina in Seattle says, when my husband and I first met, he was driving on Greenwood. He saw a mama opossum with its babies hanging off of it. They fell off in the road. So we pulled over, got out of the car, scooped them up, and brought them to her. The best part of the story is that I did not know how to spell opossum. And he says it's like an O-possum. It was like 5 years in our relationship, and she didn't know how to spell possum. Anyway, so he saved a possum. That's adorable.
That's adorable. You got to marry a guy like that.
Adorable. And I, just like Karina, I didn't know it was a possum. I thought it was possum.
Birdie and Squim says, rescued this this red-tail hawk at the old Olympic Highway between Squim and Port Angeles a few years ago. It was stunned from hitting something chasing dinner. It hopped into the middle of the road. A couple guys stopped, as well as all traffic, and we corralled the bird. And I had a blanket in a box. I took it to a local rehabber. It was nurtured back to health and released.
It's cool.
It is.
Very cool.
And Josh in Auburn says, I rescued a group of ducklings for a mama duck because they fell through one of those narrow sewer grates. I also rescued my cat, which was abandoned by our neighbors, and then a Canadian goose that was clipped by a semi-truck. The world can be a cruel place. I love helping these animals whenever it's needed.
Very quickly, I'm going to read some of these on exchanging time off of your life to add life to your pet. Isabella says, since we don't know when we're going to die, your pet could be left alone. I would never want my pet to live without me, which I think is incredibly selfish. You want your pet to die with you, Isabella? Jeez Louise. Larry, the health inspector, different. I'm just kidding, Isabella. I'm sure you mean well. Larry, the health inspector, says difference between 87 and 88 could be grandchild's graduation, or a marriage could be something amazing. You might win the lottery and live a long time. They're totally right. Something amazing could happen at 87 or 88.
Yeah, this is a really strange question to ask.
Val in Shoreline. My dog would give up on me for a rotisserie chicken. That's probably true.
So true.
I do think we assign a lot more emotions to our pets than they do to us.
Man, maybe. Maybe.
I don't know about that. Laura, finish this off there.
Oh, I closed.
Oh, there you go. Doug in Shoreline says, my little doggy
Mungo
loves everybody. He sets a good example for me. That's
Isn't that
nice.
lovely? That is
Doug,
lovely.
God bless you and your sweet little pup. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here, along with IRG Physical and Hand Therapy President and CEO Shannon O'Kelly. The weather is warming. The sports are moving outdoors, Shannon. Maybe time to take care of that lawn and pull the old lawnmower out. Is it a time where you get a little busier as the weather warms?
Oh, absolutely, Brock. You know, what we know, particularly in the Puget Sound, we have these cold, wet winters. The weather changes, the sun comes out, and everybody wants to rush outside and do things. And I'm telling you, that's great, but you got to take time, listen to your body. You got to prepare your body for those activities. You don't want to go too fast, too soon. So warm up, stretch, make sure you have flexibility, a little bit of conditioning, because if you're conditioned and ready and prepared, those activities outside are going to be so much funner, if that makes sense. You're an athlete yourself, Brock. You know how important warming up is.
Oh, I like funner. I think they would tell you more fun, but I kind of like funner. And that's exactly what IRG is. For more info or to book your appointment today, simply go to irgpt.com. Remember, that's irgpt.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimers.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Before taking your next flight, you'll need to be prepared. Start off with a visit to realidwa.com.
New ID requirements for travel are here.
There are multiple forms of ID you can use.
Whatever option you choose, make sure you have it with you before heading to the airport.
That way, you can travel stress-free.
Make sure you're prepared so you can relax and enjoy your flight.
Real ID has arrived.
Visit realidwa.com.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after turning 40, I noticed my libido just wasn't what it used to be. That's when I reached out to Revive Health. Their team knew exactly what I needed, which is why today, my wife and I are both more satisfied than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used. And terms and conditions at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
Welcome back to the show. I just found out on the YouTube live feed that people think that I hold... Jessica thinks that I hold my coffee mug, strangely, which I don't understand. So it feels like a completely normal way to hold it, but I will admit that the cup maybe looks a little bit small. Maybe that's it. Just my fat hands. That could be a problem, too.
I don't think that's...
I don't know.
You're holding a cup just fine. Everyone's got their own take on life.
Listen, if she has a better way to hold a cup, you let me know, because I hold a lot of coffee. I would love your advice, Jessica. All right. We have a lot of stuff to get to. This is great news for anybody who would love more hair. UCLA scientists. This is unbelievable news. This is going to change the world. I feel like, when was it? When did the fat drug come out? When was that? Just recently. The Wegovy.
The Ozempic.
The Ozempic and Wegovy.
Maybe 3 years ago, probably.
3 years ago. This is another one. I mean, they're coming in. Miracle through science. Baldness might soon be a thing of the past. Just think about that. Everybody who had to go through life bald might soon just be able to put some stuff on their hair.
Grow your hair.
And grow your hair
Wake
back.
up a sleepy follicle.
UCLA scientists found a molecule, PP405. PP405, not a joke. That's the real name, PP405, that wakes up sleeping hair follicles. Because I guess that's what happened. Your hair follicles...
they fall asleep?
They kind of fall asleep.
They're still there? They don't
dormant? Wither up and die. They become dormant.
Okay.
They just sleep. And so they said, hey, what if we could figure out a way to get in there, send them a little message through some protein or whatever to figure out, like, whatever protein is being blocked so that hair follicle doesn't do its job.
Okay.
What if we could turn that back on? What if we could unblock that protein and we could turn it back on? Then you have luxurious, Rapunzel-esque hair just growing out of your head at all hours. So they did this. They came up with this thing. And this company, this is UCLA, this is SciTech Daily was reporting on this, UCLA study, and they have successfully, it's not FDA approved yet, so Lord knows what else you're going to grow when you put this stuff on you. They don't know yet, and that's the testing phase. That's going to be where they have to figure it out. It's going to take years. But you can rub a thing on your head and then you have hair. It really grows back. Within a week, you start growing actual hair on your head.
That would be great, because there are so many people that have so many remedies, and I understand that there are professional services. We mentioned them here on the radio station that work with regard to implants and what things that's human hair growing.
Yeah, there's a way to supplement if you have missing hair.
But my real take from this story, it'd be nice if we could eliminate baldness. I myself will never suffer. I'm knock wood. I've got the genes of a hairy people, which is great.
Spike, I can confidently say you're a hairy person.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You have a lot of hair on you.
I do. It's all over the place.
Poking out of your head and your face.
From gravity, there's a point in time where hair just gets to the sleeping follicle theory.
Yep.
It gets too tired to go up, so it goes out.
So it goes out?
Eyebrows, ears, nostrils.
Oh,
it goes
ears.
everywhere.
Boy, I'm fighting ear hair all the time.
Here's what I'm loving about this story. FDA seeks to approve this, right? Who funds the FDA? You do, Jake.
Yeah.
Laura does. I do. Our federal tax dollars fund the FDA.
Actually, you know who funds it?
Who?
You know who funds a huge portion of it?
Who?
Drug companies.
Okay.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
Funds
Funding
the Food and Drug Administration?
Yes.
Interesting. To get these various things approved.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
That's
scary.
It's a little scary.
It is scary.
Okay. And then research at UCLA. Funded probably in large part from grants from the federal government for research, medical research, scientific research.
They raise money too. The team
there are collaborations, there are private donations, there are endowments from universities, but there's also federal funding.
Sometimes.
And that's been vilified of late.
I don't know.
Not to go down that alley, but I like when our tax dollars, your tax dollars, my tax dollars, can go toward curing diseases, curing baldness.
I don't know that the FDA. I don't know that any money has come from the FDA for this one. I don't know.
No, I don't know that either. But
Okay.
I don't know that the UCLA scientists were working from a federal research grant. They may have been.
I'm betting they're not.
Well, I'll look into it and let you know.
We should find out. But I'm betting.
I do know that federal money helped develop Viagra.
Do you know how Viagra was discovered?
It was for something else.
It was blood. All these old guys. This is a real thing. You can look this up. But all these old guys, it was a blood pressure medication.
Right.
Just like Wegovy and all those things. It was diabetes medication.
That's right. Yeah.
People started losing a bunch of weight, but all these old guys were coming in for their blood pressure meds, and
they were all smiling.
They were all happy as clams.
What's up with you guys?
Yeah. And
funny you should ask, we said.
Well, no, they all kept asking. They said, "Hey, can I get more of these all
blood
these
pressure
drugs?" And
meds?
they said, "Why do you want them?" And then they would tell them this side effect.
Right.
It was a big impact.
It was a happy ending. Right.
I don't think there's any better way to end the show.
Oh, there you go.
Than right there.
Right there.
John Curley is coming up next. You're going to want to listen to that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thank you for listening to us. We really do appreciate it. We hope that you left feeling good today with a smile on your face. Per Spike's last story, especially. We have a lot more coming up. This is a big week. We also have, it's the 45th anniversary of Mount St. Helens erupting. Coming up soon.
Wow. That's right. It's that week.
On the 18th. And we're going to try to get one of the actual survivors who was on the mountain that day. So we're hopefully going to have them on the show. A lot of fun stuff we're looking forward to this week. So come back, hang out with us. But for today, we got to go. Bye-bye.
KIRO News Radio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
It's time to break up with bad contractors. You know the ones. They ghost your calls, cancel on you, and leave a mess behind. Ready to settle down? Swipe right on Valentine Roofing. Our team delivers seamless communication, maintains meticulous job sites, and we stand by our work with a lifetime warranty. Valentine Roofing offers an upfront and honest approach to roofing. So, say goodbye to bad contractor relationships